And I guess before I do this, I'm going to play the video of it happening just before I do this, just so you guys can be on the same page, okay?
So the other week, I sat down with Andrew Callahan in Channel 5 to do a sit-down podcast-style interview for his channel. And when he goes and posts the video, I see he just posted an hour-long interview. I said, well, that's weird, because we actually spoke for around 2.5 hours. And then I go and watch the interview, and I'm saying, well, what is this? This is not what happened. For instance, this clip right here.
What American city is prospering right now?
Austin.
Austin. Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas is prospering.
Yeah. Nashville's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
name a Democrat city that's prospering right now.
Well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
Denver.
Why are you smirking? It's not prospering.
All right, so that's the clip Andrew posted, but this is the actual interaction of how it went.
Here we go.
Denver.
Why are you smirking?
Because I don't know if it's prospering.
It's not. See, you can't even answer the question. It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
I agree that Democrat-run states are doing badly.
Why would you not put that in there? Right? You can see very clearly that, like, it's being cut in a way that, you know, in a free-form conversation, it seems like, you know, Andrew is much more understanding of this, but it's cut in a way that removes that. It's
kind of weird that Andrew didn't put that in, right? Maybe his like base or something would not be happy with that response because he obviously got caught lying. And anyways, let's move over to the next topic when we're talking about Somalians being known for pirating, as 89% of the fraud that has been charged inside of Minnesota is by Somalians.
That's a
lot. This is the interaction that Andrew...
number.
posted.
Somali community, or do you see it as both?
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
You want me to find it right now?
For sure, just so I can, I don't know, I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact.
Here, right here.
Pay attention to the other.
Yeah, and it's not
Oh, here we
racist
go.
to say it. Probably. And when I go
This is what happens when I show him the fact that 89% of the people who have been charged for fraud in Minnesota are Somalians. This is what Andrew had to say. But remember, he conveniently left this out of the interview.
Here we go.
89% of those charged in connection with major.
Wow, identified as Somali Americans.
Well, looks like we do there.
I'm interested to see what you put in this interview because
Looks like there's a problem with fraud.
So there you go. That's just 2 examples from the interview with Andrew Callahan where
Wow.
he literally
Yeah, and wow is right. And again, it's misleading. It is misleading.
went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which is not cool. And I wouldn't say that's like very benevolent of him to do by any means. But I promise you
What
guys,
does that mean?
if I ever do an interview with anyone, you're gonna get the full product because I think that's just like the most benevolent thing to do.
Yeah,
Anyways,
wow.
I hope you guys enjoyed and you guys were able to see through what I just showed you. The full interview is up on my second channel.
So I thought people deserve to see a full interview. So basically, Nick Shirley came out with this video here, basically because the Channel 5 interview did, I think was that cutting a reframing that made Nick Shirley look worse, and it removed Andrew's concessions to Nick Shirley. I think that they did. And I think that by doing that, it reframes the conversation in a way that is not entirely misleading, but it's also not telling the truth either. It was obvious? Yes. So Andrew has made a response. Let's get it.
All right, so normally and historically, my policy for whenever somebody is saying some factually inaccurate stuff about me online is to turn the other cheek, keep my head down, and get back to grinding. But in this case, with Mr. Nick Shirley, who is now falsely accusing me of conducting an unfairly edited interview, I think I'm going to pick option 2 and let people know what went down.
Okay.
Journalistic integrity is something that I kind of take a little bit seriously,
All right.
and I can see a future wherein access is limited to prominent people, especially conservatives, if I don't dispel this false narrative.
That's smart. It's smart. You should do it.
Immediately in its entirety
Yeah.
right the heck now. So to do this right, I'll have to show you a couple of things,
Okay.
including text
Let's do
messages
it.
between him and I, and actual footage of the working Premiere sequence that I used to edit the interview, so you can see what was cut and why. So let's begin with an editing lesson. So when we're dealing with a long-form interview of somebody who talks very slowly and circles back to repetitive talking points, one of the first things that we do in post-production is cutting what's called dead air, which means long pauses between words or
But
sentences,
you cut out what you said, not what he said.
or fixable verbal stammers that slow down the conversation and risk boring the
This
viewer.
is true. Andrew is right. He's right about what he's saying, but I don't know if this really applies to it.
So in this raw interview with Nick, which had a total runtime of 2 hours and 2 minutes, we had to cut nearly half an hour of dead air to make it listenable. Many people like to
Understandable.
choose their words carefully, so I get it, but there was a couple points in the interview that even in person we had to have Nick repeat himself because the crew felt that no amount of corrective editing would possibly be able to make him sound normal.
It's been an interesting
Yeah, Nick Shirley's not a great verbal communicator. This is definitely true. For sure. It's undeniable.
few days, past 72 hours. My video on the expose of the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever, longer than 10 minutes, other than Mr. Beast.
Can you say the fraud in Minnesota again? Then you kind of stuttered.
Yeah. Oh, wait, are there gonna be cuts in this or just gonna be one take?
Which will make it perfect. So if we ask for to say it again, it's just to make sure you say it perfectly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That would imply, like, whenever you say something like that to him, it would imply that everything else besides that would be put in there. I mean, I don't, by the way, in terms of, like, media and everything, all of this is all fine. There's nothing that's wrong with this at all. Like, I know that it might look awkward because it's like, you know, you're seeing how the sausage is made, but, like, this is extremely common.
yeah, so my video on the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever by a creator, longer than 10 minutes, expose style.
than anybody other than the name of Mr. Beast.
So bear with me here. I'm going to show you the raw footage, and we'll see how with the magic of editing, we were able to make Nick sound actually smarter and faster than he was in person. Check this out.
How does that
I don't think anybody's really denying the fact that Nick Shirley isn't a very, very good verbal communicator. I don't think anybody's really denying that or arguing about that. Like, another good example of somebody who's not a great verbal communicator is Tom Homan. Like, Tom Homan is not a high-level verbal communicator. I would say, RFK probably isn't too because of his voice. You can compare that to somebody like Marco Rubio, right? Great verbal communicator, incredibly good verbal communicator. And so, like, verbal communication skills are really important and they matter a lot, but they're not the end-all and be-all. And it seems like what Andrew's doing right here is he's attacking Nick Shirley's verbal communication skills rather than what Nick Shirley's accusation is the way that it was cut and the information that was left out. I think that's what's happening here. I think this is a weak argument.
Make you feel like gratification-wise as an independent journalist?
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the HHS, Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota and then they're asking for businesses to...
Somebody in chat says, we don't care about if he's bad at speaking, we care about what's being said. I think that basically fits it. And I hope that this entire video isn't just Andrew attacking his speaking ability. Because, I mean, I already agree with you, Andrew. Yeah, it's true. You're right. I had done the same thing. It's understandable.
That they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses that are not really businesses.
How does that make you feel like gratification-wise as an independent journalist?
Well, I think it's the first video you've seen in a long time where a journalist actually went and created a video that created a change instantaneously. For instance, you had the Health and Human Services. They froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota, and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses.
So
I actually think that this argument works against the substance of what Nick Shirley's accusing Andrew of doing. Is that basically Andrew is showing is that
Okay, sorry, I forgot I went live.
frame by frame, like 10
Some
to
stuff
the
happened.
second by 10 to the second level editing to make things sound more acute and make them sound more concise. So if you're putting in this much time and effort into this editing process, it means that you very clearly are paying attention to the way that it's being done in an extreme way. Because if you didn't do this at all, you could make the argument that, let's say, well, we didn't really put a lot of work into it, and I could see how it seems that way, and, we didn't try to do that, but I could see why it would feel that way, right? It's easy. But, like, if you really show this much editing, which is, I mean, Andrew edited this video, besides it obviously being, I think, kind of misleading. This was very good editing by him. Like, he did a good job. But the problem is that you're also doing a good job by, I think, that misrepresenting what happened. It shows his intentions. Yes, definitely. And it shows that he was very clearly trying to edit this to be as clean as possible. Would you consider Stephen Miller S tier at communication skills? No, I think he's B tier. I like Stephen Miller a lot. I agree with everything he's saying, which is why I hold him to a higher standard. I think he could communicate a lot better. If you want my opinion, I actually I don't rate myself S tier either. I'd say I'm like A or B tier.
in that interview, we probably did that same thing as far as trimming dead air and splicing B-roll.
Yeah.
Mojo probably 30 times,
Sorry about all
as
the
you can
pausing.
see here on the timeline. And it
It's
was never
editing.
to take him
I
out
have a lot
of
of opinions
context, but
about
to
this.
help him get his point across. We do this for every good faith interview or 5 casts we've conducted so far.
Sure.
From Hunter Biden, which had a raw runtime of 5 hours before
Yeah.
being cut to 324,
Sure.
to Hunter Kozak, to Alex Jones, to Hamilton Morris, to Jen DeSanti, to pretty much everybody we've ever talked to.
Nobody has a problem with the way you're cutting. Or nobody has a problem with the fact that you're cutting videos down. It's about the way that it's being cut. I mean, I think, obviously.
Exactly. 100% not. Is that the and there's this conflation that people have. I mean, I think they're opening up an investigation to cocaine that was found in a cubby outside the the West Wing of the White House.
You know, we aren't live streamers or live podcasters, and we like to package our interviews for efficiency and entertainment value.
And this is completely fine. Like, Andrew cutting that out is totally reasonable. A lot of people stammer like that in interviews. As somebody who's done a lot of interviews and has been in media, I've been doing media stuff for like 20 years. Like, you guys might not know this, I was in broadcasting class and like theater class in middle school and high school. Like, I've been doing this forever. So, yeah, this is very common.
That's just something that we do. So
It's
the
generic.
other cuts in the
Yeah.
Next Shirley interview that weren't dead air related were
genetic. You said it was
conversation
Hunter
beats that I
Biden.
personally found either boring,
I read it wrong.
repetitive, or so off topic to the point that they derailed the conversation away from its intended focus, which was fraud in Minnesota and Shirley's personal background. We cut probably
Yeah, but like, I mean, they're not really derailing if you're asking for a clarification and then he's showing you the clarification, then you're responding to what the clarification is. I mean, like, I don't really think that's...
25 minutes of unproductive, redundant banter about Portland, Mormonism, gay marriage, his new crypto coin.
I heard you also made a coin of some kind.
And I didn't make a coin. I just joined a platform where you can monetize your content, and there actually, so yeah, it is a coin. You can then monetize your content, just similar to like how you upload on TikTok. You can upload your stuff on there. It's just based off Coinbase.
The history and ethics of welfare in America, and 6 whole
I don't know.
nearly identical back and forths about his 89% statistic that he falls back on unchallenged.
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians, and 89% of the fraud being committed inside Minnesota is by the Somalian population. 89% of the fraud happening by people who were brought into our country and then committing fraud. So 89% of the fraud happening in Minnesota is from the Somalian population.
Right, but 95% of Somali Americans in Minnesota are legal.
Yeah, 89% of Somalians are committing fraud.
Since we ended up including an extensive dialogue about that stat.
I don't see even how them being legal has anything to do with them committing fraud. There's plenty of Americans that commit fraud. In fact, there's more white people committing fraud than Somalians. I mean, obviously. I mean, there's more white people committing fraud than there are Somalians, period. Duh, of course.
On the 50-minute mark of the final cut, I personally didn't feel the need to torture all of you guys with 5 other versions of that conversation.
89% of the population, or 89% of the fraud being committed in Minnesota is by Somalians.
And just so we can put that on screen to verify, do you know where that data is from?
Yes, you can put it up on screen. It's public.
And if you watch that raw cut, 2-hour cut, which I made clear and tech.
Nice. Greenland could be epic and cold. Let me know if you need any locals. I still have contacts there. Just curious why you didn't post a full 2-hour interview instead of the selected 1 hour. Yeah, man, could definitely use those contacts. Permanently cut it down because of either dead air, which is pauses, stammering, or moments of silence, but also trim topics, mainly ones that felt unfocused or took listeners away from the main topics of fraud, new media, your upbringing and style. Pretty standard for us when it comes to long form videos.
I did
for
sleep.
Hunter Biden, we shaved off even more.
I even drove for an hour just now.
If you want to see raw angles for audio, I can send you a clip, whatever you want, man. Yeah, sure.
With Nick that I was willing to share with him in 4K when I got back from Greenland. You will
They
see
bump it
exactly
up.
what I mean.
I hope Andrew actually addresses the specific criticisms that Nick has. Because right now, like, we're just basically, Andrew is talking about the process of video editing, which is clearly not what's being discussed here.
This is not a Sacha Baron Cohen style ambush edit or a Jim Jeffries Avi Yemeni situation where I primed him, by saying crazy shit to get his guard down and then Shanghai him with post-production. I was trying to help Nick Shirley, which it seems up until yesterday he really appreciated. So after the interview came out about a week ago, he texted me right after saying, the backdrop of this interview is hilarious. It was filmed in his uncle's upscale game room in Farmington, Utah, in front of several taxidermied bears that were presumably killed by the Shirley family. He goes on to say, fun watching the reaction from both sides. Appreciate you coming out. Wish you the best in all you do, bro. To which I replied, kindly. But then the Clippers started doing the thing that they did with Hunter Biden, finding the most outrageous or dumb soundbite in the entire piece. And
I think this was stupid too, and it was really dishonest that Nick Shirley asking what the word benevolent is. This is one of the big reasons why I don't think that like verbal debates are really that useful. It's because a lot of the way that like you can be, like you will always win an argument if you sound right versus if you sound wrong. It's more important to sound right than to be right. I know it's stupid, and it shouldn't be true, but it is true.
Aiming it into oblivion while missing the entire point of the dialogue, which was to try to find common ground on issues like affordability and the collapse of the mainstream media.
I mean, I
It's true. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, definitely.
fundamentally hope that everything you're saying is true, just so you know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I
I hope we all have the best interest in society and for our people, because the affordability is insane and people can't buy houses. And if we're talking about creating change, we need to let innovation prosper inside the United States.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing it. We're not seeing innovation. In fact, we're seeing fraudsters take our money.
If you guys saw,
He's right. The thing is that, like, and this is the issue, is that I think there's a lot of midwit people and, like, you know, kind of like mid to low intelligence people that will listen to the way that Nick Shirley communicates, and they will apply basically that to what Nick Shirley is saying. It's undeniable the way that Nick Shirley is communicating is dog shit. It's dog shit. It is, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. So that doesn't mean that he's like a bad person or he's wrong or anything else, but it does mean that, yeah, obviously you're not really great at communicating, right? It's okay. But like fundamentally what he's saying is that I think it's legitimate. It is.
the clip that did the most rounds was when Nick tried and failed to pronounce the word benevolent. Who do you think are the...
And I would always trust, this is another component, I would always trust a person who I think has honest intentions and is badly spoken than a person who has bad intentions but is a great communicator. And I think everybody would, really. Everybody would feel that way.
3 most benevolent billionaires.
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, you know, net positive societal progress.
Trump? Our president?
Because he never said it right and said benevolent twice, there was no way to cut the dead air or trim the stammer, so we left it in. And personally, I don't think it's
this wasn't one of the things that Nick even criticized or even brought up. Like this was and also, does Nick Shirley say benevolent like a retard? Yeah, he does. That's why he made a joke about it whenever he made the response video. Like, he knows he talks like a retard. Duh, of course. And also, like, benevolent could mean a lot of things. Like, for example, it could mean the amount of people that you hire. It could mean the amount of jobs that you create. It could mean the amount of public service that you do. It could mean anything. And so, like, really, whenever you say the word benevolent, there is really a web of ideas that kind of come out from that. And so, like, really, and also, like, how you treat your family, how you treat kids, etc. So it's like, for example, Trump, you could say Trump's an asshole or he's a bad guy, but it seems like he treats his family relatively well, right? He takes care of his kids, etc. So there's always going to be a way of framing it that you could make it seem like it's misleading if you
This
don't
might take a while.
clarify what a specific word actually means. You see what I'm saying? He asks for clarification. Yeah, most people, like, I've never seen a person... I very rarely... I see intelligent people ask for clarification more often than I see stupid people ask for clarification. And I don't think that's a surprise.
Big of a deal to not know that word. I mean, he is wearing a hoodie that is making fun of immigrants for their spelling errors, but benevolent has more syllables than learning, so I get it. But the comments on this clip...
Patronizing.
...were brutal. Like, actually, genuinely...
Yeah, and Andrew just interviewed incredibly well. Let me read this here. One of those painful interviews you've done. Yeah, off president. Okay. How confident is he? Is certified restart? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and this is the reason, like, again, communication skills are really important. And if you don't have good communication skills, you're going to have a lot of problems like this because people will assume that you're stupid.
Really mean, and it couldn't have felt good from his perspective to read these things.
Yeah, definitely.
We're talking tens of thousands.
I don't think Andrew engaged in bad faith by putting the benevolent clip in there. I don't think so at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that these are just people that thought Nick Shirley talked like an idiot and were commenting on it. I don't think Andrew did anything wrong there.
The people declaring this guy is retarded,
Yeah.
which he's not. But there are some moments in the interview that even with dead air trimmed for speed, Nick does not give his best performance, particularly when...
I think he does. That's the problem. He does. I like Nick, but I think he does. He's just not a talker, guys. He's not. That's fine.
Blaming immigrants for rising rent prices.
It's just simple supply and demand. If you have 20 million people who need to come and buy a house or rent an apartment, and you have other people who need it, you're going to raise the prices.
Suggesting that Muslim Americans keep...
Well, yeah, that's obviously true. I mean, like, what he said is obviously true. Like, if you bring in a bunch of people into an area, like, this is what happened in Austin, is the reason why the prices in Austin went up so much is there was a tech boom and there was a bunch of people coming into the country, or into the city. Like, obviously it's true. Of course. So what about Muslims? What does this have to do with Muslims?
Prices.
Suggesting that Muslim Americans keep multiple wives in private while dismissing the association with...
That's possible. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe they do. Who knows? I'm sure some do. I'm sure some Christians do that. I don't know who the fuck sold us out, man. Like, I hear, like, the Torah is talking about all these wives. Solomon had how many wives? Like, all these guys had so many wives. And now, like, you can only have one wife? Who decided that? What a bunch of bullshit. Which simp sold us out? We did. We got sold out by some simp, like, 700 years ago.
His own religion, Mormonism, and polygamy as just a harmful stereotype.
As far as the wives go, that's not a thing in Utah.
It's not a thing in Utah.
That's a negative stereotype.
Negative stereotype.
And also confronting.
You know what I think? I bet there's some Mormons that have extra wives. And you know what else I think? I bet there's some Muslims that have extra wives. I bet they're both doing it. How do I know that? Because it just makes sense. That's how I know. It's that simple.
Me about staying silent on the death of Charlie Kirk, while admitting that he consciously chose to not watch the video that I made in the immediate aftermath of it.
And so I thought that was kind of messed up of you to not publicly denounce what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I did.
And I didn't even watch the interview because I didn't want to watch that.
Well, you should watch it.
I don't want to.
Well, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
None of these moments.
That was stupid for Nick to say. Yeah, for sure. This is a point in Andrew's favor. I mean, yeah, definitely. It's a silly thing to say. I love watching videos like this and getting to pass judgment on people and telling everybody who's right and who's wrong and acting like I'm the person that knows everything. Because I am, number one. And number two, it just feels good. It really does. This is great. Let's keep watching.
For a very good look for Nick, but I did not engineer them that way. And if I was a betting man, I would suggest that much of the hostility displayed toward him in the comments is because his reporting, which was signal boosted by Trump and his cronies, has been a driving factor in ISIS's decision to escalate their presence in Minneapolis. You know, kidnapping kids from local high schools, terrorizing.
Kidnapping kids? What do you mean kidnapping? I mean, if somebody gets arrested for doing something wrong, I mean, is that really kidnapping? I mean, does somebody get kidnapped whenever they get arrested for, like, stealing a car or something? Like, I think that this is loaded framing that is, I think,
ideologically driven.
dishonest.
We need to get these people out of our
You're
fucking societies.
You're using vocabulary that has a framing to it it's supposed to invoke something that's not accurate.
U.S. citizens in their own communities, shooting people, kidnapping kids from local high schools, terrorizing U.S. citizens in their own communities.
Well, of course I mean, like, the people are running around, like, I mean, the thing is that you can have criticism for the way that ICE does things, but the problem is that when Andrew is discussing this, I think that the issue is that you're framing it in completely one direction. You have to look at why are ICE doing this? It's because these people are trying to drive their cars into ICE. They're trying to obstruct ICE. They're screaming at them all day. I mean, this is just really, it's bad behavior. It's very bad behavior.
Fuck. Too early.
This has nothing to do with Nick's claim in the video. Yeah, this doesn't, yeah, by the way, this doesn't have anything to do with it. Like, even, like, you can hate ICE, and you can think ICE is the worst group ever, but this still doesn't have anything to do with what Nick said.
Shooting people on the streets and hiding behind masks like the goddamn cowards they are. However, that's just my personal opinion. I don't like ICE. I don't like Trump, which is something that I made clear to Nick in the interview.
What do you think about it?
That's great. You don't have to like ICE. But the difference is that whenever you're framing things that's dishonest, then people are going to be upset about that, and they're going to feel like they're misled. It's bad faith. Yeah, it seems like it's bad faith.
I don't like him. There was no deception anywhere, but sometimes, and I'm not sure what the word is for this in the journalism field, the person that you interview views your fans as an extension of you. So if your fans are dicks to them, they kind of feel like that's you shading them. And that's definitely what happened. Right after the benevolent clip went micro-viral, Nick began to send texts to me that alluded to the footage being manipulated, writing, "Greenland will be epic and cold. Let me know if you need any locals. I still have some contacts there. Just curious though, why didn't you post a full 2+ hour interview instead of the selected 1 hour of the interview?" Notice the word selected. Nick suggests that I cherry-picked his worst moments, which is concerning because
I don't think that Andrew cherry-picked Nick's worst moments. I don't think that's true. But I do think that Andrew cherry-picked it in a way that a lot of concessions that Andrew gave to Nick Shirley were not in the final cut, which tried to give people a different impression of what Andrew's perception of this situation was. I think that's really what happened. Basically Andrew didn't put Nick Shirley's worst moments in, but he definitely also didn't put moments where he would be against the narrative of his audience in as well. He cherry-picked his own comments, he did.
Consciously did the opposite. But as you can see from these texts, I explained our entire editing process to him, as I did to all of you.
Yes.
And as I mentioned, even offered to send him all of the raw video files when I get home from Greenland, which I'm doing now, and gave him full permission to clip any and all moments of the piece for his own socials. Fast forward to 2 days later. I wake up in Nuuk, Greenland to see that Nick has posted a video filmed on a sly side camera, captioned something like, "In case you guys want to know how the interview really went, here's this." Nick's bullshit crybaby video here points to 2 pieces of damning evidence. Exhibit A. Nick grills me here about Democrat cities being catastrophic failures after failing to understand that I am not a supporter of the Democrat Party. I am from Seattle, a failed blue city, and then asks me to name thriving blue cities. So I named Austin, Nashville, El Paso, and then while smirking, I mentioned Denver because as shown in Nick's angle, I didn't actually know if Denver was doing well because I don't spend much time in Colorado.
Like, when have you seen an American city? What American city is prospering right now?
Austin.
Austin. Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas.
By the way, just like I live in Austin, right? Little bit of a fun fact here. Austin prospering means that all of the I was going to use the word indigenous, but all of the people that are native Austin people are now no longer able to live in the city. So to the extent that Austin is, quote, prospering, it's doing so at the expense of their own citizens. These are people who can't afford to live in the neighborhoods that they grew up in, and they've been priced out of the city. There are many such cases. I think Seattle, where Andrew's from, is another good example of that too. And so they've been gentrified. They've been totally gentrified. Like, it's actually insane, the level of gentrification. Like, I don't want to go on a big tangent, so like, just give me 2 minutes for this. Is that like, I went down to a fucking photo shoot for merchandise whenever I was involved with OTK, and I realized that the house was literally across the street from Cody and Jeff's grandma's house, like their old house. Like, they had passed away, and you know, this was many, many years ago. But I remember going to this house, and I'll just say it was on Riverside, and it was down, you know, under the overpasses there, and it was a really ghetto area, and like there was like chain link fence all around, and you weren't even supposed to knock on the front door. And now I couldn't even recognize the place. All of the graffiti's gone, all of the different, and like there's literally just people outside selling drugs. Like, this is how it is. And anybody who lives in Austin, you know the Riverside HEB. The Riverside HEB used to be a PvP server. It was. And now there's Tesla charging stations there. The entire place has been totally fucking gentrified, and all of the people that used to live there aren't living there anymore. Now, who is living there? White women are living there that have love on the side of the fucking house that used to be a trap house. That's what's happened. And all of those people, so Austin prospering is at the expense of a lot of these actual Austinites that have been natives to the country or city for 40, 50 years. So, I understand what Andrew's saying. I do, I get it. And Austin's doing okay, but it's doing well for the top 50% of the population. The bottom 50% are being strangulated by fucking property taxes, and they're being priced out of their own homes. So that's my opinion on Austin, okay?
This is prospering?
Yeah.
That's...
I think.
Why you think?
It's doing better.
It's Austin.
New bars and restaurants have opened.
Yes.
But I can probably think of some better examples.
Like what?
Nashville's doing good. Austin's doing good. Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
name a Democrat city that's prospering right now.
Well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
Well, I like this is
a city inside of a blue state that is prospering. Denver.
Why are you smirking?
Because I don't know if it's prospering or
Because
not.
it's not.
I'm just
See, you can't even answer the question, dude.
I don't.
It's
no.
not prospering. Denver's not prospering either.
But in post-production, I did some research and found out that my intuition was correct. Denver is currently experiencing a decline in violence and property crime, a large influx.
See, it's a graph. We've got another graph. Oh, oh, now this is my.
It's like I wouldn't stay either, so like, just move on, bro. I don't mind. It's fine.
So,
You're perfectly okay to move on. I would
if
do
you
it
look
too.
at, for example, the new bill that's being introduced in Virginia, which and also another bill that's being introduced in what's the fat governor place? That everybody know. Like, I'm just trying to think. What's it? Not Louisiana. The fat governor place. New Jersey. Illinois, yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, it's New Jersey or Illinois with the fat guy. So they're making this new rule to where they seal people's criminal records on like a 6-month basis. So a lot of the cases where crime is going down a lot, one of the reasons why crime goes down a lot, some of the cases is because the crime is now reframed as not a crime.
That dude's definitely
or
German.
it's reframed as let's say a misdemeanor rather than a felony.
You wrote
So
perfect
if you're
with a
tracking
K.
felonies, and then you class down all of these different things that used to be felonies, and now they're misdemeanors.
The
Well,
Germans.
now you have a decrease in felonies, right? Obviously. So this is the way that information can be misrepresented. I'll give you another example. Is like, you know, like how they had a shoplifting law where you could steal a bunch of stuff up to $1,000 and nobody would get reported. Well, guess what would happen because of that? The amount of shoplifting would go down because you're not reporting it. That's the thing. Is that whenever you have, again, you have to look at the way the data is collected and the way that it's obtained. And so whenever I see a graph like this or anything else, I don't believe this at all. This looks like bullshit to me. Or they gerrymandered the data pool. Yeah, exactly. They're just like, if you gave me a lot of time, I could break this down in 50 different ways. And I think anybody could. I think even Andrew could. Like, I don't think any reasonable, conscientious person could do this. So why do you think he didn't check it? Well, I think that, I mean, again, all I'm saying is that I would not look at a graph and make a decision like that. I even disagree with Nick Shirley's assessment. I do. I think Austin is a blue city in a red state. It is, but it's being run by liberals. All the people in Austin are liberals. So really, does it matter more the state? I mean, I'm sure there's definitely, are there red cities and blue states that are doing well? I think that they are. So if the factor is the leadership in the city, and if there's a red state inside of a blue city, does that mean that Democrats are right? I mean, I don't know. The logic for this doesn't really work very well. And so I don't even like the framing of the question. I think it's a bad question. But the point is that all graphs are fake except for the ones that I agree with. That's my point. That's my point.
Correct. Denver is currently experiencing a decline in violence and property crime, a large influx of population, job growth in the aerospace, tech, and healthcare sectors, and a number of other great things. So I chose to trim a
Oh my
brief
God,
section
dude.
after I mentioned Denver that indicates a bit of self-doubt, given that I ended up being correct. I also trimmed a soundbite where I said that many Democrat cities are run poorly because it was redundant. After our conversation about Denver, I then launched into a tirade about how I am not a Democrat, don't believe in the capacity of the two-party system to enact meaningful change, believe that Gavin Newsom has misappropriated California's tax revenue through NGOs, reinforce my belief in voting on the local level, and then give Nick the benefit of the doubt and say that I hope he's right about Trump and the GOP's ability to mitigate the affordability crisis it's made many places like my hometown, Seattle.
It might have also made Denver unaffordable too. That's the other ironic thing about this, is that in a lot of these states that have like these massive influxes of new people coming in there and like growth inside of like, let's say aerospace, which is very, very high income, it's a high income field. And like healthcare isn't, but any sort of population increase will cause a healthcare work increase, right? Logically. And so this is the main issue. The main issue is that when a city grows and a city becomes more successful, oftentimes the people inside of that city don't really share that same level of success and growth. That growth and that success.
Bro, yesterday, some dudes, I'm like casting fireball, pyroblast at something, and like literally a millisecond before my pyroblast goes off, the dude like straight up, some dude straight up steals my mob. I think it was a Tauren. It was definitely a horde that did it. And I was like, "You motherfucker!" Right? And then he ran off, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm never gonna get my revenge on this guy." But then he came back, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm playing Classic." And in Classic, there's this thing where if you run a group of enemies near somebody else, freeze him and blink him and run off, they'll attack the other guy, right? But sadly, I was talking about it out loud about doing that on the stream, and he went onto my stream and noticed that I was doing that. And like, literally typed, "Fair play." Nice try. I'm not gonna lie, that's the funniest thing that's happened in this iteration of my WoW career so far. I'm not gonna lie, I had a good laugh about that. the horde too, right? Yeah, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I was that close though. Like, if the guy wasn't on my stream, maybe I would have made it, but he was on the stream, so he realized what I was doing before I was actually doing it. And you could see, like, I was just running towards him with like 4 guys behind me while he was fighting 2 other guys, and you could see he was like keeping his eye on me and like, "Oh, he's coming my way. I'm gonna back up already." Like, oh, I tried. Fuck, I should find that thing and clip it. Think about it, or I forget. It is like an 8-hour stream though. Fuck. Look how long I was there as well. Like, let's see. So, and I didn't get the fucking item I was looking for. Like the ship schedule, didn't find it, dude. I was there for literally 4 hours. See, we start here. 4:23. Yeah, 3 hours. Sorry. Yeah, 3 hours. 3 fucking hours, dude. Just grinding for that one item. It never dropped. I gave up. Like, I was like, fuck this shit. I got an entire level here. I'm gone. Right? I literally grinded an entire level in this stupid fucking place. Oh, disgusting. Like, even the cat showed up and I was like, "Oh, you're my bed now, thanks." She's sleeping behind me right now. She has her own chair, for crying out loud. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I can't find it fast enough. This was the most boring thing I've done in the entire game. So the fact that there's like a giant highlight of me fucking around with an orc or a horde or whatever the fuck he was, and him fucking around with me, that was like the one highlight of that entire fucking of my entire night, dude. It was horrific.
Is enjoyed by business owners, property owners, and in general, the top 1%.
Livable for those who grew up there.
So I support voting on a local level for sure.
I also suggest if you're watching
Smart.
this
Good
and you
idea.
want to see videos that I've made about dysfunctional blue cities, watch San Francisco streets, Albuquerque streets, Las Vegas tunnels,
Yeah.
and Philly streets. So the second clip that Nick posted really makes my blood boil because it is
Okay.
so disingenuous. As
Is
I
it Somalian
mentioned
one?
6 or 7 times in this interview, Nick references the stat
Yes.
that 89%
Okay,
of
here we go.
fraud in Minnesota is committed by Somalis. We aired the version where we asked him to show us the data on his phone, which he found using Google search results powered by ChatGPT. So in the video he posted, we can see me look in the camera after he shows it to me and saying something like, "All right, damn, I guess he's right then. Let's put that on screen."
Here, right here, the figure 89% does not represent the total percentage of all fraud in Minnesota. Instead, it refers to the percentage of individuals charged in connection with specific high-profile federal fraud cases. Volumes.
89% of those charged in connection with a major.
Yep. I've seen this.
Wow.
Identified as Somalian Americans.
Well, looks like we do. It looks like
I'm interested to see what you put in this interview because
looks like there is a problem with fraud.
He is kind of right. However, this.
Yes, he is. And the issue, I think...
He's technically
let me
right.
finish video,
The
and I'll
best
talk
kind
about
of
that.
right.
Yeah, he is.
Stat refers specifically to the already litigated Feeding Our Future case, which resulted in over 60 fraud convictions in Minnesota. The ringleader
He's
of
never
the
said
nonprofit
otherwise.
behind the scam, Amy Bach, is white, but it is
What about everybody else?
true that 89% of convicted defendants in that case were Somali. And that's what makes me so pissed about this particular piece of evidence that they present.
I mean, why don't we just apply some common sense here? If you go to a daycare and you knock on the door and 3 men come out yelling at you,
Yeah.
and there's no kids,
A clue,
there's no kid
Sherlock.
footprints, there's no play area, there's nothing else going on, all the windows are boarded up, there aren't even any windows to begin with in some cases.
The no windows is weird, but to be fair, all of the daycares I know have the windows not boarded up, because that's ghetto, but like opaque? Is that the word? Pretty sure that's the word, yeah. You can't see through them
Like,
from the
what do you
outside.
think
From the
the
outside in.
probability is that this is fraudulent. Like, I mean, if you had to, like, I mean, I know that you could say, like, oh, well, you're not sure about it. Okay, that's fine. You're not sure about it. It's impossible to be sure about a lot of things. But, like, what do you think
Is there
the
like a-
percentage is? Like, what's the probability that it's fraudulent? I'd say it's like 99%. Like, what do you think the probability is that after
Great.
this entire thing came
We're gonna have
out,
to delete stuff.
these people said that somebody broke into their daycare and stole all of their paperwork?
That look like.
What do you think the probability is that all of these transportation companies, out of like, you know, what did they say? Like 1,100 transportation companies, like 800 or 900 of them are owned by Somalians. And then there are also all of these other scams. And you go to the location of the transportation company, nobody knows where it is. Meanwhile, I mean, again, you can go and ask and interview
I really need to
any
put this on the
other
market.
business owner, right? Like you go inside a store and you ask somebody, like, you know, what are your neighbors doing? And they're probably going to have a conversation with you. They might say, I'm too busy, I can't talk about this, but they will not react the way that these people reacted. Like, this is in no way, shape, or form a reasonable response. And I think the problem is that, you know, you could write it off as, oh, it's a one-off, right? It's a two-off. But, like, there's so many points on the graph here that you have to be able to draw a line. You have to draw a line here. Like, there's very
What's this soil look
clearly
like?
something that's going wrong. And the fixation around trying to avoid that reality, I think, is misleading. It's deliberately misleading, and I think that it's just so blatantly dishonest. And again, take, you know, like, don't think about graphs, don't think about anything like something like,
go.
oh, this is what the media said. Think about
Found
this
one.
logically. Do you really think that, number one, only 80 or 60 people were involved with this scam? I don't think that, number one. Number two, how is it that all of these people were communicating and then all of them showed up the next couple of days after the daycares? How does this explain 10 years prior to Nick Shirley's video of random assorted, you know, news stories about these places being scams in the past? Like, there are so many points on the graph here that any reasonable person would draw this line.
I mean,
Any reasonable person would do
it's
this.
basically noon. It's a little later now.
And
But
I don't know why people are trying so hard to
Time of
deny
day
something
matters.
that's it's so much in plain sight. It's fucking weird. Why aren't these people first thought to check if it's true? Why is it to attack Nick? Well, I mean, because they know if it's true or not. And they know it's not. Can you clarify how this proves Andrew's narrative is inaccurate? I think that Andrew tried to selectively edit the videos to appear more left-leaning than he led Nick Shirley on to believe. And I think that he did so in a way that was not representative of what his views completely were. And I think that's what happened.
That's the exact
That's
thing
what
that he is
happened.
showing me.
I don't think it's not like, it's not terrible, but it's bad. And also he said, I kind of agree. I mean, he's agreeing with this too.
on his phone in the video is what I put on screen on the final cut. I did exactly what I said I would. He frames my decision to put that on screen as some kind of like liberal.
It's not the decision to put it on screen. It's the decision to not include your response to the information that was affirming the fact that what Nick Shirley was saying was in fact true. That's the reason. That's what he was actually criticizing. It had nothing to do with the information that was on screen.
A ball-busting fact check, but it's actually supplemental context for something he is literally fucking showing me, which is why it pisses me off. So that's all I have to say. I'm just in a phase in my life where I've been doing this for so long, and I care about this so much that I don't want to play these kind of games, especially.
I think that Andrew should think about that exact thing that he just said, and I think that's might be the reason why you're having this situation, is that you're clearly really passionate about this, and you care a lot about it. And, you know, I've been a fan of Channel 5 since it was all gas, no brakes, right? I think I think this was misleading, and it was confusing, it was weird. It wasn't, like, awful. It wasn't terrible. But at the same time, I think it was dishonest.
I have a no tolerance policy for this kind of bullshit. I don't care if it's like, if it's bad or terrible, there's no distinction for me. If you dishonestly cut an interview, you should be banned from YouTube. After no ifs and or buts. After one go, bro, you get one chance and you fucked it. Oh crap! Oh crap! Okay, I should have read that.
Put my credibility on the line by spinning.
I've said this a million times, right? The free press
He literally went out of his way to try and make me look bad, which
is
is not
critical
cool, and
to
I
our
wouldn't say that's, like,
societies.
very
But a lying press
benevolent of him
is
to
a
do.
very,
I think my
very,
policy moving forward,
very bad thing for
especially
our
when working with
societies.
people who are filming their own versions of things and lack the integrity to be honest with their fan base, is to either go
I don't even know what
live
this
during
is.
every
Do I
interview
need this?
or upload the full raw files on Patreon the moment a Final Cut hits YouTube, so there's no room for these kinds of shenanigans.
I think that's a really smart idea. That's a good idea. You
Blood
should do that.
petal.
And I think also, like, you have to, again, even if Andrew doesn't agree with what Nick Shirley is saying, I think that it's important for him to understand why Nick Shirley is saying it. Because, yes,
Maybe.
very
I maybe
obviously,
need it.
you can say that, oh, you aren't doing anything wrong, oh, that's not the issue, or anything else. You can say whatever you want. But what I'm saying behind a paywall, I think that things like that will leak out the same as anything else will, sure. But, like, overall, I think that you have to understand the reason why people are thinking that it's dishonest. And I get that, like, you know, he's passionate about this, he hates ICE, etc. That's fine. I disagree with that. But at the same time, there's a larger idea of being able to tell the truth that matters more than what our opinions on ICE are. And I think that makes a really big difference.
it's exhausting.
What is
And
this?
I've got real investigations and real documentaries.
Can I
in
get
the
rid of
field,
this?
in the works that I need to prioritize over these Miletta's antics. 2026. Keep my fucking name out your mouth. 5.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
So I'll go ahead and I'll read some of the comments. I think this is, again, I think that he had a relatively good argument for the first thing, like with Denver. I think that was a decent argument against it. And I think that definitely Andrew's point there was pretty strong. I don't know. I could see why people would think it's misleading, definitely. But also, I think that saying a city's prospering because it's brought in a lot of outside jobs, I think is reductive to the people that live there. But that's a personal disagreement, right? He's cherry picking. But I do think the final example of him cutting out him acknowledging that Nick Shirley was right, I think that does reframe things in a way that makes Andrew look more oppositional to Nick Shirley, even though he was acknowledging what Nick Shirley was saying is true. And I do think that ever since Andrew got canceled, this was like maybe 2 years ago, that he's definitely tried to ride a lot harder on the left-wing side. And I think that maybe he's doing that because he thinks that they will ride with him and, you know, they won't get angry or pissed off whenever, you know, he does something. And I think in general, like,
I
this
really
is the
need a
concern
vendor.
that I have, right, is that I don't.
I should have
think
sold my
Andrew,
shit,
what
dude.
he
I
does,
should have, like,
his
teleported
interviews
to
and
IF
everything,
or
his
something.
content's great. Like, I like his content a lot. But what I can see this turning into, and where I see this going, is that whenever you go out and you do, like, for example, like one of his videos that I thought was really good was like the Ukraine video. is that he just went out there and he talked to people, and I think that he gave a pretty fair shake on it. And I think that he's done that too with like other things, like even Flat Earth, right? Where like you're making fun of these people, but you do so in a way that's endearing to them, and you don't just completely mock them. It's like you're making fun of them, but you're doing it as in like, let's laugh at how goofy you guys are together, rather than you guys are a bunch of like stupid loser, like fucking disconnected morons, right? So I think that's it. His gun show video is pretty good too. I haven't seen the gun show video. So if Andrew pisses off the right, nothing will happen. If he pisses off the left, the mob might hurt him. Well, and I think that's basically what happened, is that he's effectively decided to take more of a partisan stance on things. And I also, I do want to have Andrew, like, I thought his Hunter Biden interview was really good too. And overall, like, I think all of these things are great, but I think that he has to understand where this concern comes from, why people are upset about it, and even if he doesn't agree with what Nick Shirley's points are, you need to at least understand where the impulse is behind those points, and to be able to, like, basically even at least understand what people are saying. At least try to understand what people are saying. That's all I'm really trying to get at. Right?
Surely.
And, is the snake go after whichever way it serves them? Well, either way, refresh for dislikes. I don't want to do that. I don't. Hopefully, this is a learning experience for both of them, and you know, it doesn't happen again. As I said, I like both these guys, so it's pretty sad for me to see. I do think Andrew definitely comes off as disingenuous, and I think Nick Shirley's definitely not a great communicator either. Like that's the judgment. That's the verdict. That's what I think, right? Andrew accepted false reality and emotions, drives his discourse more than truth, and makes it easy to border the lines even whenever your point's dishonest. Well, I think that that's the big weakness, right? Is that when you're
enjoy
very passionate
the
about
rest
something,
of your day.
you can oftentimes lead yourself down a path that's, you know, problematic for yourself. And so, like, this is something that I think really, whenever you're taking something and you believe something that is something that you agree with, you need to probably be even twice as critical about it, because you don't want to actually have somebody. A lot of times people will see something or hear something that is, you know, like, sorry, I'm just reading something. They'll see something that they agree with, and they'll just automatically just accept it without even looking into it at all, right? That's what people are criticizing me of, right, for like this clip. And so I think people can very easily agree with that, and I think it's true in a general case, right? Is that, yes, a lot of times people will accept things that they agree with without doing the same type of due diligence that they would do for something that they disagree with. So yeah.
I wonder how many soil piles I've ran past already, because I've seen one.
The winds guide you.
Lincoln Park. resists.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh my god. God.
Do you know the wife of the Iranian man responded to you and Anissa? She didn't respond to me and Anissa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being rude or judgmental to her.
And it was with them. It was to them, right? More or less.
Yeah, that was exactly what I said. Like,
do you guys remember that just a few days ago we were talking about iDubbbz and Anissa making fun of the guy from Iran from the 90 Day Fiancé show, and how the wife Stevie responded to them? I've made 3 videos of this situation alone, and I thought I was only gonna get 1, and now there's 4. So God bless the Slob Gods. You've been good. You've been good to us. So yesterday, the guy from 90 Day Fiancé went on the H3 podcast and responded to iDubbbz, talked about Iran and what's actually going on in Iran as of yesterday, and everything in between. And I know that some people might call me an Ethan Glazer or whatever it might be. I've never spoken to the guy before. I don't know him. I don't even know if he likes me, nor do I really care. It's not relevant to me at all. What I like in this situation is that he gave the guy a platform and opportunity to speak out and defend himself. It's too good not to talk about. Before we get into it though, if you could drop a like and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, I would really appreciate it. It helps out more than you know, so thank you so much. And
really does, guys.
Is your friends and family okay? Is everyone you know okay over there?
I haven't heard of my family members like for like the last 10 days. Like, I do not know anything about them, but I have lost friends, and I actually see their pictures on the news that, oh, this was my friend, I lost him. So this is the only way that I'm getting news from there.
But wait, Anissa and iDubbbz told me that you were wrong and you were just lazy in America. And you were just in the Marabou, you were doing propaganda for the US and anti-Iran propaganda. But that's what those 2 retards told me. But what do you know, guys? The guy from Iran actually knows more about Iran than the 2 fucking idiots in Canada. Shocking, I know. I was reading the comments under this video, the one that, the last one regarding these 2 fucking idiots. There was quite a few of you that were like, dude, I've never seen you this mad. I've never seen Sense this mad. I've been watching him for years. He's never been this mad. And it makes me mad because these people claim to be progressive. They claim to care about people. Yet, if you look at their actions, they're acting like the same people they criticize. It's like, oh, you're just here to glaze America. Go back to Iran. I'm sure things are better in Iran.
How are you doing, like, emotionally? I mean, that's really devastating.
I've like, it's just like a weird feeling that I had never felt the guilt to be alive for something that I have never done. Like, I'm just like feeling guilty that I'm just like living here, nothing is happening to me, and my friends, family members all are going through there. It's just like a really weird feeling that I'm just like, I feel like I'm paralyzed. I can't do, I'm not working, I'm not doing it. I'm just like looking at the news to see what happens. And one thing that I'm really scared of is that if all these like thousands of people's blood go to waste and nothing happens.
Do you guys remember when iDubbbz and Anissa were making fun of the guy because he was like, oh, people are walking their dog, they're singing, they're dancing, and Anissa and iDubbbz and other evil people were like, they were just making fun of him? The guy shows us footage of someone being arrested for playing the violin in public. No, I am not kidding.
This is a normal clip. Somebody, a woman is playing the violin, okay? So just see what happens. Yeah, it's just like a bit low quality. You see that?
Yeah, I see they approached her. The few police approached her. And this is what they call the morality police, right?
Yeah, just see the handcuff. Just because of playing the violin. And imagine I've seen these things in person before coming here. and everybody is in shock. Like, what actually happened? But then compare this to some people saying, "Oh, this is just like eye rolly. This is just like over the top." No, it's not. This is what our people are going through, and you can even find a news article about it. If you don't want to like Google it, you can just like watch these clips. These are real clips, and again, filming an officer is a crime in my country as well. So that's why when you see these clips, it's so far, it's just like blurry or something like that. Like
once again, the question goes back to the Jamhas. So when Anissa was making fun of the guy for saying, "Oh my God, you could do this." You could do that. You can't do that in Iran. My question goes directly to the Jamhas. I know you guys are watching. What makes you two idiots know everything about Iran? Are you the Iran expert? I just hate how Anissa pretends she's a fucking expert in whatever the fuck she's talking about. It's like you don't know nothing. You're a dumb idiot. The only thing you're good at is spreading them cheeks for $4.99 plus tax. All right, that's your only talent. Just stick to what you know. You don't know anything else. Stop pretending that you're an expert when it comes to politics when you're not, and stop pretending you know everything about Muslims and people from Iran. Now do you believe that you could indeed get arrested for just playing the violin? There's no need to bombard him with how bad and horrible America is. Like, dude, this is his first time here. Chill the fuck out. Just because you had to run away from America doesn't mean that everyone else has to run away from this country. Oh, 1 second, my Uber Eats food is here. I gotta consume, guys. I'll be right back.
People like an Anissa and iDubbbz, they don't know. They really think that everywhere is like America and Canada, the only places they've lived, and they laugh at you. When you come here and share your experience and you tell stories like this, they laugh at you.
Exactly. Like let me tell you something that
49, here we
that is
come.
not possible, but I have heard and seen that person in person. There's a guy named Hossein Shambezadeh. You can even Google him. He's sentenced to 12 years in prison just because of putting a dot under the Twitter of the Supreme Leader. You can even Google it. He's still in prison, just putting a dot.
So he was managing social media for the government?
No. He actually, Hossein was a guy who criticized the leader a couple of times. They arrested him. They said, "You need to keep it quiet. You need to shut up," and they released him after a while. And after that, what he did only was he put a dot under a post of the Supreme Leader of Iran as like something that nothing. This is just a dot. But they took that dot as something that you are disrespecting the leader, and he is sentenced to 12 years to prison just because of putting a dot. And that's
It's time to send some missiles to Iran, bro.
If somebody asks you like, "Why are you here?" I just put a dot in somebody's Twitter.
Masha
Is that crazy?
Wait, so you're telling me that Americans and Canadians have more freedom than people from Iran? No, dude, you're lying. You're obviously doing America propaganda, and you're clearly an Ameriboo. You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about Iran. You don't know anything. All right. So, how about you let the experts talk? And who are the experts, you might ask? Well, a fallen off YouTuber, a cuck, an OnlyFans girl, and someone that's 8% Lebanese and a fake Muslim. Yeah. Those are the people that are here to tell you that you're wrong, even though you've lived it and you know more about it, but you're just wrong. I hope Anissa and iDubbbz see this and they respond to it. They should be beyond embarrassed. At least here you have the ability to speak out against injustice, against stuff that you find disgusting or unfair, which is great. But if you dare criticize someone in Iran and you just put a dot, you don't call him a fat retard, you don't call him a stupid idiot, you just put a dot. But guys, Anissa and iDubbbz told me that America was worse than Iran and North Korea. Sure.
He ratioed them with just a dot, so they arrested him.
That is, it might have been the ratio,
He's still in prison right now.
What a fucking piece of shit, dude. What assholes. Like, to sit here in America, from the comfort of America, and to take their freedoms for such granted that they would laugh at you. To call you like, "Oh, you're an America simp," because you see people dancing, and you feel liberated that somebody can dance on the street. It's just detestable. It's just, to me, it's one of the most ignorant things I've ever seen. It really is just so gross.
Exactly. Like when my wife watched that, She may not like me to say that, but she cried and she said these people do not know anything about it. But I really went deeper and thought about it. I was like, I really hate the regime in Iran. But if somebody from North Korea, which is more oppressed, or somebody from like a country that they're in total hunger, come to Iran, even under that regime, and they say, oh, there is freedom here. I can find food. I can find I can have social media. Then I'm gonna be like, yes, that's their freedom. That's good. I'm not gonna make fun of them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this regime has morality police. This regime is corrupted. Their freedom is so different than me. So there's no way that I'm gonna laugh at them.
Thank you. I believe his name is Mondi. I don't want to mispronounce that. I'm horrible with names. I've always been, so my apologies to him. But I completely 1000% agree with him. And that was the point that I was trying to get across. I don't know if I did it well. Sometimes I have so many things in my head. I think if anyone says that Iran is better than the US, I highly encourage you to go there and let me know how that goes, and try to do everything you're trying to do in the US, and that's like a jail speed run. You will be arrested within 10 seconds. You blink at someone the wrong way, you go to jail. Yeah, I don't know, guys. That sounds a lot worse than whatever the situation is here in America. I gotta keep it real with you guys. Like I said before, no hate to anyone from Iran, because I did notice there's quite a bit of people who are watching the channel. I've always said this, and I don't think a few people or a group of individuals represent a country. That's why I'm not going to be like, yeah, Iran is a shithole or this place is a shithole, because a few hundred people do not represent 80 to 90 million people. You know what I mean? So once again, I'm not shitting on Iran or anything like that. I just think some of the stuff is this kind of stuff that the guy's talking about isn't very good. But what do you mean? Anissa and iDubbbz told me that everything was rainbows and sunshine outside of America, because America sucks.
What's the first take?
Oh, cats love Middle Easterners.
I shouldn't have opened that yet.
Statement. Just cats love Middle Easterners. There's a strange thing to say, isn't it? Like you guys have a smell or something? Are cats popular in Iran?
They're actually not an inside pet for most of the time. Like
Figures.
99% of the time.
That's good
But,
anyway.
Like here, when I go to people's house, 10 out of 10 people, they're just like at least 2 or 3. It's 0 in my country. Like it's just like so rare to be an inside.
Already trained them though.
Do you guys have any inside pets, or it's just not part of the culture?
Yeah, it's just like really hard to say this, because the economy is so bad
Pretty sure.
that people are just like mostly thinking about making themselves like
Pet is
like-
a luxury.
Right.
It's just like really hard to think about a pet.
Yeah, it's
First they need
expensive.
to like make
It's another mouth
yeah,
to feed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Interesting.
It's his first time touching a cat. Okay, I'm sorry. Something's off about this guy. I have never heard a Middle Easterner say something like that before. There's no way.
Now, Anissa and all she
knows
she's
everything,
met
by
a
the
ton of
way.
Middle Easterners apparently. And by the way, such a generic term. You're from Iran, you're Persian. So what do you think? She's accusing you of lying about never touching a cat. Thank you, Leon.
Why is Anissa acting like she knows everything about the Middle East, the Middle, the Persian, the Iran, the Russian, the Chinese? Like, is this bitch an expert in every single thing ever exist? People from the Middle East, they love cats. It's like, what are these statements? What are these comments? Who told her she was an expert when it comes to Middle East, guys? Who makes her the spokesperson for the Middle East and cats of the Middle East? Like, are you like stupid? At this point, I truly don't know who has the concussion, whether it's Anissa or iDubbbz.
And to just sit here and mock you so confidently is such a brazen display of ignorance. It's stunning. And then, I don't know if you've seen it, but I will show it to you. There, at a certain point, they refuse to apologize. When they find out that they're wrong about all this shit.
Yeah, and my wife was just like directly talking about them because you know what, people can just like say whatever they want, but when you have like a huge platform like this, you can't just like directly be racist and just like not doing your research and just like this is my opinion. It might not be right, but like it was just like we just like expect something else from somebody who has like an audience.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes like 1 minute of Googling stuff.
Yeah, it's stunning. They're like they're almost proud of the ignorance, which is funny because they talk about MAGA all the time and how ignorant they are, but they're doing that. They're exhibiting that level of like weaponized, brazen ignorance. It's just stunning to see.
I think he's doing it up.
I'm sorry. There's no way. I thought all of
This is my first time touching a cat. Immediately reaches for the cat.
cat. There's cats everywhere.
What? This point is so stupid too. Like, oh, he's clearly hates cats and should be recoiling in fear from them. It's like, bro, he touched the cat. Who gives a fuck? Also, that's your wife's cat, right?
Yeah.
So you
I
live
actually
with this cat.
named
You
it.
gotta be friends with this cat.
No, but I'm supposed to hate this guy because Anissa told me he sucked. Am I supposed to think for myself for once? But Anissa told me this guy gave weird vibe because he didn't want to touch a cat. By Anissa's logic, he should be good to go, right? We could simp for America. We could all be Ameriboos.
Why didn't you recoil in fear? I guess Ian is wondering.
It was my first time. It was actually my very first time that I was touching a cat, and it was like let's all the things that I have heard from my mom, all the stray cats that I have seen in Tehran, they were all in my mind that, oh, what if it's not clean? What if it's that? So, but I actually wanted to do it because I knew I'm gonna live with her. So
You close with the cat now?
Do you want to see her?
Yeah.
This is what I bought for her.
She's watching.
It's right there.
Aw.
right there.
That's so sweet. So you guys made fast friends, it seems like.
Yeah, I just bought her a bed for the desk so she can always be.
Wow, would you look at that, Anissa and iDubbbz? Would you look at that? You dumb asses. You guys are literally beyond stupid. There's nothing redeemable about you guys. You guys are stupid. You guys are nothing but a whole bunch of... I don't want to keep going there because I don't want to get banned and I don't want to get a real job. So I'm just going to cool off for now. I hope those two feel like the biggest idiots of the week.
Come on, that one's you. Give us that one at least. The cats in Morocco and places have rabies. You can't touch them. And none of them. What about all the cats in Turkey? And like,
Also, again, she goes, the cats in Morocco have rabies. What about the cats in Turkey? As my mom would say, what about the tea in China? It's a different fucking place, idiot. Turkey's not even in the Middle East, dope.
This girl. But what about the cats in like Chile or Argentina or Ecuador? Like, what about those cats? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I cannot deal with this. I feel like I'm getting stupider the more that I'm watching this video. It feels like my IQ is legitimately dropping. Well, what about my neighbor's cat? I don't know. What the fuck? That's not relevant at all. iDubbbz killed and burned his career for this. Not even worth it. I refuse to believe people are this stupid.
Just real quick, as someone who is a sub and has gifted, letting you know I've canceled my sub, seeing the ignorant comments putting down the Iranian man did it for me. A close friend of mine's parents escaped Iran for Italy and have told me how bad the regime is. It's not American propaganda. Very disappointed. Do better.
So he has one of his own fans saying, you were so rude to that Iranian guy. Please do better. Here's his response. And I mean, that's a good comment. That's, I feel like, something he should hear and maybe think twice about.
Write me off as a troll. I don't care. I just want you to see the criticism and hopefully think before you speak. Honestly,
good feedback.
I think this is... Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
What the hell's this
When I
guy?
see people talking specifically about, like, if you want to be critical of the Iranian regime, that's great. That's fine. Like, if that, especially if you have experience, right?
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
He goes.
Like what you were watching.
Experience. Bro, he's man is Persian. He lives in Iran his whole life. Experience. He has some experience there. Unreal, man.
But using another country to essentially say, like, America great, America awesome, That's where I have the problem with.
I just happened to be there. I would have said the same thing if it was like, I don't know, in Canada.
Yeah, probably
Right.
dozens of other countries. You
And
would've
that's
got the same
basically
shot.
what the commenter was saying. Their family members in Italy, so it's not even about America.
My wife was like, are you not mad about this? I was like, to me, it's just like a case that I want to study what is going through his mind. That is how I look at. But
How to do this?
I get really sad about like if there's any Iranians who's going through these kind of things and seeing a person making fun of those things that they're going through. So that's a lot. Imagine you have been going through these, or you are actually going through these, and somebody's just like mocking and not believing because they're too much that it makes it unbelievable, or they do not
I was
want
late.
to believe that.
Yeah, the hate that him and his wife were getting was just so uncalled for. I don't understand why people acted like that and resorted to making personal attacks or calling him a fake person, a fake Iran guy. He's just making this up. He's an Ameriboo. It's like people are always advocating for, come here the legal way, right? Move here legally, and then they move.
Why
here
does it say
legally.
0
They're
of
like,
1?
Well, America sucks. And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone has said. I don't even think that guy said that America was perfect. I don't think he ever said that America was perfect. But then you have people on Reddit and iDubbbz putting words in his mouth. This guy never laced America. This guy never said America is the greatest fucking country alive and nothing else compares. Never said that, by the way. And I'm so glad he got called out by his fans. I don't know who that fan was, but shout out to you for standing up to this guy and being like, you're wrong, you're an idiot, I'm out.
And she said, have you seen these people talking about you? I was right in the middle of when I found out that there were like thousands of people getting killed. I was like, I really do not care. Like, if you want to post something, I do not even know what's going on. I do not care. And when she started like posting that, and when I saw that she's really sad about it, I was like, maybe this is something like more.
How many times after this?
Like I really thought it was just like a simple Reddit that somebody talked about us, but no, it was like a person with like audience that is talking like this about what we're going through. And I just want to say that my wife is like super supportive, and I really appreciate her. And I just don't know, but
what?
One thing that I saw about this
50.
text
Whoa.
that she posted, and they said it's not about them. Yeah, it was about them. It was exactly like the story was exactly about them, because that's what made my wife so angry and sad that she started posting stories about it.
In case it wasn't clear yet, yes, Anissa and iDubbbz, Jamaha, the response that Stevie put out was a direct response to you
he's
guys,
gone already.
But you guys are horrible, disgusting human beings who need to do some very serious reflection. You guys are flat out evil, and politics don't have anything to do with this shit here. You guys are genuinely bad people. You guys need to be brought right back to reality. You guys are fucking unhinged and insane. Once again, shout out to Ethan Klein and his team for giving this guy a platform, an opportunity to defend himself. We joke a lot here about them, about Anissa and iDubbbz and, you know, all of that fun stuff, but this is one of the worst things they've done.
Do you know the wife of the Iranian man responded to you and Anissa? She didn't respond to me and Anissa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being rude or judgmental to her.
That was
her,
you!
Husband. So
isn't that them? And it was with them. It was to them, right? More or less.
Yeah, that was exactly what I said. Like, it was not only for them, but the main, because I even asked her, like, she even put their picture under there. So it was mostly about them.
Right.
But they were not the only people who attacked us because of that. We had other people as well.
Right.
So there you have it. To anyone that was having doubts, was it them? Was it directly towards them? Was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much to say. I think I said my piece. I wish nothing but the best to the guy and his wife, and I wish nothing but the worst to Anissa and well, his wife, iDubbbz.
Professional victim fatigue. Holy shit. I think so many people are tired of this.
I just wish there was something I could do for you all. Like, improve public safety for disabled folks every day, you know?
Hands over a mask.
No, thank you. Anyways.
For those of you who are confused, no, this masking video is not from 2020. It was released recently, like a month ago, and you have someone who is still saying that everyone has to wear a mask for COVID, because if you
Oh my God.
don't, then you're a bad person who deserves to be shamed for wanting to live your life normally. This person actually does a lot of masking propaganda, so let's see why.
Why do you talk about masks all the time? Because the pandemic never ended. The government just...
Oh, God.
At what point are these people not the same as doomsday preppers? Like, I mean, it's basically the same thing, isn't it?
Removed emergency status and normally sacrificing our most vulnerable.
You know, it's weird how they were able to drop the emergency status and everything seems fine. It's almost like the risk of dying from COVID was heavily exaggerated and manufactured by horrendous policy decisions and the censorship of doctors with effective treatments. So this person who, by the way, works from home and doesn't have to deal with masking for an 8-hour shift is suggesting that we go back to some of the lockdown policies of a couple years ago.
I see. So they're trying to make rules for everybody else, even though they never even go, I see. I get it.
That crashed the economy, threw a bunch of people into
Why is this not
poverty, and
working for me,
damaged
dude?
everyone's
This
mental
quest is
health.
just totally
All
not
for a
working.
disease that's basically killing nobody these days. At some point, you have to do a cost versus benefits analysis, and if you get the short end of the stick on that, then you do what you can to protect yourself. But this whole masking 5 years after the lockdown started is not an uncommon
Well,
belief.
it's very clearly a mental illness. I mean, it's literally just like hypochondria, right? People that are afraid of anything bad medically. Like there are like people that are germophobic. Like, I mean, it should be treated the exact same way. And like, there's a part of me that feels sorry for a person like that because it's very clearly a mental problem that they have.
Actually, I've seen a lot of people promoting
Masks
it.
in the car? That's right.
If you guys aren't masking, I'm not going to be around you. You should go out more.
Now, I don't want to say what they all have in common, but one thing they all have in common is they're all wearing nose rings. Isn't that crazy? It's like every single one. Holy shit, what are the odds?
It better be free. If I'm going out, it has to be free. And there needs to be barely anyone in sight.
Really?
Because, yeah, COVID and people aren't masking.
For context, both of those videos...
One of the ways that she could decrease the risk of COVID to herself is losing weight. A lot of the people that COVID killed were fat. They had comorbidities. Being overweight is a comorbidity.
Were filmed this year. Here's a whole page dedicated to masking propaganda with a comic that says,
"Oh my,
not masking is eugenics," followed by the caption,
"You're participating in eugenics multiple ways. It's not that deep. Move on." That Sydney Sweeney ad was awful. Awful. How do we get here? So. Wow.
Talking about how the creator is mad that normal people on the left don't want to wear a mask every time they go outside.
Yeah.
Are you just going to wear a mask forever? Yeah. I can only imagine the tyranny we would live under if this person got any political power. But more
luckily, they never will.
Importantly, everyone is just tired of this type of person constantly playing victim.
Exactly. I think people are generally fatigued with these weird professional victims in every single like space of life. Do you remember like that girl that was complaining about how hard it was to be a woman in Counter-Strike because she got called a stupid bitch because she threw a grenade on the floor and blew herself up? You remember that? Yeah. Well, everybody was just shitting on her, and she deserved it.
Using that to either tell everybody what
She's
to
still
do
taking
or
heat.
demand.
Shouldn't have been doing it. She's trying to get their accounts banned. She's being an obnoxious Karen. That's what you get. Shouldn't be doing it.
Free shit.
Shouldn't have
We're
done
all
it.
tired of this, or fatigued, as one might say.
Oh.
Because the ones who play the victim game are always the most
Really?
sociopathic, self-centered, and awful people.
Absolutely.
So no one's being fooled by this fake compassion anymore.
Well, I think also that it's why you're just oh god, it's a I know this is a fucking millennial.
Now what?
You know this is a fucking oh Jesus.
Have a good one.
And these are all the original 150 Pokemon. Yeah, they're in their 30s, man. This is bad.
Disabled people wear masks then. Some disabled.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. See, there's a part of me that appreciates this because you ever notice how like animals, whenever they're removed from their natural habitat, they'll try to create a natural habitat in the area that they've been relocated to. And as you can see here, we have a very clear mental asylum patient who's tried to recreate the padded room that they should be in their natural habitat in. And I think they've done a pretty good job. They've almost done one entire side of the room.
Compromised people cannot get vaccinated or wear a
That's
mask due
great.
to medical reasons, which is why it's crucial you should if you can. Where should I mask then? Everywhere? You should mask anywhere you think disabled people deserve to exist in safety. P.S.
Nowhere. Nowhere, obviously.
That's every public place.
Yes.
For the record, this person's claiming that she's disabled because she's slightly autistic. Now,
I believe her. Yeah, I think she's telling the truth. I think she's, yep.
For one, never getting sick is bad for your immune system and makes you more vulnerable. Two,
I haven't been sick since 2009. Uh-oh.
Two, being alive
Uh-oh.
always carries risk, and nobody is masking every time they go outside forever. In the extremely small chance they come across someone who has a compromised immune system and can't mask if they want to. Like, that's such
Yeah.
a rare thing that realistically, I think this person's just overly fearful of catching COVID and is saying, what about these marginalized communities, to pretend that she isn't being selfish.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. Like, that's what they do. And this is what's also, like, I'm actually really glad he's bringing up this point. This is a great point, is that these people use marginalized groups that they are oftentimes not even a part of as kind of leverage in order for them to push their worldview, in order for them to make people do what they want, basically.
calling everybody murdering eugenicists if they don't cater to what you want
It's a bit
is kinda
much, right?
self-centered. Anyway, for
It's a
those of
little
you who
bit
didn't
much.
see the prior videos, this pink-haired person is Courtney, who is a 28-year-old asexual autistic person with low support needs who also has
I said they were a fucking millennial, didn't I? I knew it.
ADHD. Did I get all those tags perfectly correct? I wouldn't want to be called a bigot.
Oh my gosh, I had an autistic meltdown this weekend and went non-verbal. Actually, that would be a verbal shutdown. Huh? Because being non-speaking or non-verbal is the permanent state of using words in other forms besides voice. You don't experience that, and you don't have to co-opt someone else's language to describe that experience.
Right,
These are people that have no problems in their life. Literally no problems at all. I can't stand her. These are the people, by the way, that get into positions of power at HR and other types of moderation places in society, and then they want to tell you how to live.
Soul is the person who made the honest mistake and not the one who is meticulously correcting everyone. Anyway, basically all of Courtney's content is centered around what level of literacy you're on, and she seems to revel in collecting various diagnoses like autism and ADHD, so she can use that to claim that she is disabled and therefore oppressed, which really is just a personality trait that everyone finds annoying, because ultimately, the reason that they're playing the victim oppression game is to shield themselves from any criticism of their behavior.
That's exactly right. Yeah, anytime that you attack them, you're attacking their disability or their identity. And then you're a bad person.
Which brings us to a video that I made a little while back called Why
no.
the LGBT Movement is Failing.
Oh, no.
That included an entire 10 seconds of Courtney talking about some BS about being non-binary. And I basically responded with the same sentiment of this meme here, which is that...
What do you want? I want everybody to know that I'm offended by everything.
Once you see the bad haircut and the pink hair, you know this person's going to be annoying and offended by everything.
Yeah, they're just annoying and obnoxious. You also can't be, like, I mean, besides a medical, like, abnormality, you can't be non-binary. Like, you're either a man or a woman. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, you can say that you're not, but saying that you're not doesn't make you not. It's common sense.
And I mean, was I wrong? Is the stereotype incorrect? Wow, is this what you look like without the pink anime character hair? Jeez. This is what 4 years of college will do to a person. Now, a normal person would see criticism like that and either ignore it or make a video response.
Oh, jeez.
But since Courtney has the maturity of a 7-year-old like Illymation, who also thought
I mean, yeah, she does. She has the room of a 7-year-old, too.
people should not be allowed to criticize her, she decided to fight dirty and file a copyright strike on my video on her to get it removed.
What?
I made this video here responding to that, where I pointed out
Oh
that it's
my
ridiculous
God.
that she's striking my video over a 10-second clip. I said that she's...
So why am I not surprised? Yep, there you go. I have multiple disabilities and I never behave like this. I apologize. Sometimes being hard to deal with instead. Listen, bro, like everybody knows that a bunch of attention-starved, bored, white liberal Karens that live in an upper middle class family are not responsible for every disabled person. We know they are an invasive species. They are. They're an invasive species. And nobody's blaming you. Nobody thinks you did anything wrong. You're not in the same group as them. And you know it, I know it, and everybody else knows it.
Engaging in copyright abuse to silence people she doesn't like.
Yep.
And I ended that
Ho's
video by
mad.
saying that I would be fighting the strike.
Ho's
now we're
mad.
all caught up to everything that's already been discussed on this channel. So to continue my point about my dislike of people who constantly play the victim card.
Isn't this building in Star Fox? In like the first level, you have to like shoot it right here. It's red and it breaks the building.
Allow me to use this next segment to point out how their demeanor completely
remember
shifts
that?
the minute they feel they have the opportunity to fight
Do a
dirty
barrel roll.
and victimize the people they don't like. By the way, I love how much of this parallels the Illymation drama from last year, where she tried to multiple times get me deplatformed because I made a video criticizing her. Anyway, getting to the part where she continues to fight dirty, after I released the dedicated video on her talking about her abusing the copyright system, Courtney went onto her Instagram and said this: on today's episode of Alt-Right Creators Doing What...
How is everybody that disagrees with you alt-right? Like, I mean, at a certain point, don't you realize that,
Apparently,
like,
I don't
maybe
have
you're
a Red
using this a bit
Highlands.
too much?
What they do
Maybe it's a little bit too often, right?
You know what's really funny?
Is that this one?
These people are so obsessed with making sure that everyone labels them properly, yet anytime they are faced with people who have differing opinions, they mislabel them as alt-right or Nazis. I'm not alt-right. Alt-right is a bunch of white supremacists who want an ethno-state, and I have openly stated many times that I don't like racism or identity politics.
You should never even try to explain it to them, because explaining it to them gives their accusations credibility. It's a baseless, stupid accusation with a vague term that nobody even has a definitive definition of. It's just a person trying to demonize you and basically make you look bad. That's all.
So it's nice to see that Courtney believes she deserves a respect that she doesn't give to other people.
Of course.
Moving on. Think Before You Sleep posted a large anti-trans rant video.
Oh.
Stop again. It was not anti-trans. It was a video talking about how sociopathic the activists are and how
anytime that a trans person does something wrong, if you tell them that it's wrong, you're transphobic.
even LGBT
Did you guys
people
know that?
don't like the activist. I mean, if I can't say that it's wrong for Lily Tino to dress like Miss Rachel and then advertise an OnlyFans account on the same page, then Courtney is basically saying that people can't criticize anything a gay person does or a trans person does.
That's exactly right. That's why they like to identify as those groups. Now you're starting to understand it. These people want to be able to behave with complete impunity and to do whatever and say whatever they want. And so what they do is they create identities for themselves that make them victims, so anybody who attacks them is now labeled as some sort of bad person. That's the reason why they do it.
Think Before You Sleep posted a large anti-trans rant video and got mad when I got it removed for copyright
They
because
seek
it
special
illegally
treatment?
used my
Yeah.
content, and they still don't know how copyright works. They? Are you misgendering me, Courtney? I am not a they, them. And last, here's the best part. After complaining about cyberbullying, Courtney finishes by saying, "If you could thumbs down, report, or leave a good comment for me, I would appreciate it, as I'm being spammed by their alt-right followers right now."
I have no problem with people saying to downvote or to comment, but to tell people to report the video, that's a little bit much.
And then she leaves a link to my video in the post, followed by a screenshot showing that she watched an ad. Thanks, Courtney. I appreciate your financial support. I also appreciate how you're essentially crying about cyberbullying here as you tell your 200,000 Instagram followers to go mass flag.
This is another thing that I really fucking hate about people like this, is that they constantly cry about being victims, but the moment that anybody criticizes them, they will collectively work to deplatform and destroy this person's entire online presence. They will, like, and that's one thing that I said the other day. Remember back whenever I was criticizing that girl, like the Counter-Strike thing, and then that other girl made a tweet. She's like, I can't believe he would say that. I can't, he shouldn't be able to do that. That's so wrong. Like, special interest disability? Yeah, I guess so, right? But like all I'm really trying to get at here is that they have no problem bullying and attacking other people, but they want to be the ones that have the decision-making capability to do it. That's really it. They play victim while bullying people? Yes, exactly.
Bomb and harass a creator who is defending himself against you abusing the copyright system on YouTube. How are you the victim? And keep in mind that the result...
Yeah, and also, like, don't you think that her fans are going to send this guy weird messages? Of course they are. And, like, bad messages, of course. That's what happens whenever you criticize anybody on the internet.
Of her post was that I received a shitload of negative comments from her followers.
Yeah,
really
of course.
Leading by example by showing that you think that bullying is wrong. Again, I love how this all parallels the Illymation drama, where she essentially did the same thing. She complains about being harassed while at the same time tells her followers to harass me, cries to Noah Samson about it so he would
there it is. Yep.
Tell his followers to harass me, and says thank you to, and gives no pushback to a friend who said I should kill myself. And
there we go. What a surprise. See, this is one of the reasons why I talk about these issues, is that I hate these people. I really do. And I like to make videos about it and expose them because I know that it is the pushback that they are terrified of. And they've bullied enough people on the internet to never criticize or push back against them, but I'm just not one of them. I like pushing back against them, and to the extent that they get upset about it, it makes me happy. So that's fine. You want to be a victim? Okay. Sounds good to me.
Let me just mention that in both cases with Courtney and Illymation...
And keep in mind, they're the ones that are the bullies. They're the ones that are going out and trying to destroy people's livelihoods, get them fired from their jobs, make sure that, you know, that you're spreading lies about them. These people have no problem doing any of that stuff, but the moment that anybody criticizes them, even legitimately, they cry that they're being oppressed. No. Nope.
I pretty explicitly told
I don't want to do this alone.
You push back from a much larger fan base. They get what they deserve. They do. And I enjoy being able to do it. And I'll do it as long as I can.
Or harass them or engage with them in any way. So Courtney, level with me for a second. How is it okay for you to make multiple videos saying everyone who doesn't wear a mask everywhere in public is a bad person, followed by passive-aggressively wishing disability on those who refuse to mask? Like,
Wait,
it's
if
okay.
that's not enough for you, may I remind you that repeat COVID infections are killing and permanently disabling healthy people too?
To criticize those people, but if I say I don't like
Maybe if they're
pink hair,
fat.
then you feel like you're morally justified in sending your audience to try to deplatform me.
Exactly, yes. These people don't, and this is what I've said before, the people don't want to defund the police, they want to be the police. People don't want to they don't want to stop censorship, they want to be the censors. They don't want to stop racism. They want to be the ones in charge of who gets to be racist. And once you understand that all of the language is just in service of them maintaining a power structure for themselves, everything else makes sense.
I mean, holy shit, these people are ridiculous, especially considering people like Illymation's good friend Noah Samson, who's moved on to telling his followers to commit acts of terrorism. And wouldn't it be a damn shame if someone had an old deleted tweet from Illymation where she was encouraging terrorism in 2020? Wouldn't
Protest, riot, do anything that you must to make them hear and make them listen. It's actually crazy that this is what makes me so mad about like people at the government right now, is that why are these people not getting investigated? Why is this not happening?
It's horrible. If
Nice.
someone pointed out that poor little Illymation, who was always a victim, was cheering for innocent people having the shit kicked out of them and their property being looted and destroyed. Wouldn't it be awful if someone had an archive of when Twitter likes were still public and had a post that she liked with a bunch of buildings on fire saying no justice, no peace?
That's right.
No wonder her and Noah get along. Both of them love terrorism. But I digress. You see,
they love it until it happens to them.
What Courtney has done here with this Instagram post is not only violate YouTube's cyberbullying policy, but she also violated Google's terms of service.
Wow, what a surprise.
Anyway, as I said in the earlier video,
could've
I will be
guessed?
fighting Courtney's abuse of the copyright system. The way that works is that you file a counterclaim, and the person who filed the strike has 10 business days to prove to YouTube that they filed a lawsuit or the video goes back up. Since Courtney was insistent that I had broken the law, and because she said she talked to someone at YouTube...
This is actually a huge W, by the way, by this guy. I totally support him. There are people that misuse the copyright abuse system, and because of the way the law is written and the fact that it's so antiquated, like the law, DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, was made in 1998, and we're still applying it to YouTube videos today. And I think that's, I mean, there's obviously a huge problem with that intrinsically, but on top of that, you have people that are using this as a way to suppress criticism from each other should be universally disliked, and nobody should be supporting this at all.
They said it was copyright infringement. I hired a lawyer. Ethan Klein's lawyer, actually. And after I finished the initial consultation, I just started laughing. Just so everyone's up to speed, any creative work that you make, like a song or a YouTube video, is by law instantly copyrighted so that people can't resell it.
Yes, this was changed in the 1970s. Before that, it had to be patented, but in the 1970s, this was changed.
Claim it's theirs, unless they want to get sued. However, there's an exception to copyright called fair use, which says that you can use people's copyrighted works for the sake of things like parody, education, or commentary, provided that your use of the work doesn't act as a replacement for it, and provided that your input on whatever you used creates some sort of transformative change that alters how people interpret it. This is what allows for doing things like a movie review and using clips from that movie without having to ask the company.
Exactly.
So I'm arguing that my use of Courtney's content is fair use.
It's obviously fair use. I mean, and she knows that, and she's not going to go to court with it. I mean, obviously.
Have to be held up in a court of law, but since I only use 10
and that's
seconds,
also another important component is that fair use is a legal defense. It's not a preemptive kind of categorization. So in order to get a person to say that, no, it's okay for you to do that, it's fair use, you do have to have that decided by a court of law, which is what makes it so annoying.
And I gave commentary that argued against what she was saying, it's almost certain that it would be ruled as fair use. But that's not why I thought this whole thing was funny after talking to a lawyer. Now, I'm going to be brief on these specific reasons for why Courtney is screwed, because I'm not trying to educate my opponent. That would be a stupid move.
Sure.
However, I will say that basically the reason
Bold of you to assume that she would be smart enough to watch a video that would help her situation. She's the kind of person that's so stupid. She's like a lot of the people that Ethan is suing. They think that they're on the right side of history, so they have some kind of plot armor that's going to prevent them from having any type of accountability.
Laughing is because the amount of damages that she's legally allowed to pursue for copyright infringement of that 10-second clip is almost nothing compared to how much it would cost to sue me. She would be putting a second mortgage on that pink house to afford it.
Jesus.
That's if she wins. However, if she loses, which is very likely, it would be incredibly easy for me to prove that her takedown was malicious, which means I can countersue for my lawyer fees, and that won't be cheap for her. So let me be very clear when I say that if somebody were to put me through a massive waste of time lawsuit like that and didn't have the liquid cash to pay for it, I would be brutal in trying to seize every single piece of property that they value until the fees were paid. I very much believe in the fuck around and find out policy. And if you want to get so pissy about someone criticizing your pink hair that you turn it into a legal battle, then I'll make sure that you understand why it's a stupid idea to file a lawsuit against somebody because your feelings got hurt. Because once you stop being emotional about this, you're going to realize how financially stupid this was for you. Now, as for what's happened...
No, she's not. Look at all of her plushies. She's professionally financially stupid.
So far, legally, I filed a counterclaim and she backed down. Probably because she doesn't have a lawyer or any actual understanding of how the law works, and she doesn't want to lose a lawsuit. Actually, just for laughs. Let's go over how I know she doesn't have a lawyer. For starters, she said, a person at YouTube told me it was copyright infringement, instead of saying something like, my lawyer said it was copyright infringement. Not to mention that YouTube purposefully does not take
Actually, no. 10 seconds of unedited footage with no overlays or edits does not qualify as fair use for unique video content. I worked in the creative space for years. I'm quite familiar with copyright laws. That's why
Apparently
the
not.
rep at YouTube approved it. They're just mad that someone finally submitted a claim with their videos and could easily be removed. Unedited footage.
Stance on these issues because they don't want to be held liable. So Courtney was probably talking to a secretary.
By the way, the video was edited. The aspect ratio was changed. The videos were recorded in landscape, and they were edited because this video is not in landscape. It's in 1080p. So, like, even on a technicality, she's wrong. Like, it's just again, and this is like, is it a bot or representative? Yeah, it's just stupid.
AI chatbot that she thought was a human. Now, let me further emphasize how stupid it is to not consult legal counsel for stuff like this. Because Courtney 100% does not know how to shut the fuck
Portrait?
up.
Yeah, something
which,
like that.
as the defendant,
Yeah, portrait,
personally, I love. So after she made that post telling everyone to mass flag my
So
channel,
she's trying to sue
she made
people?
a YouTube community post talking about my video where people were happy to confirm that they were mass flagging my video that broke no rules, which again, violates YouTube's community guidelines. Here's evidence of that. The great thing about this post is that it helps my case for fair use. Her calling me alt-right and transphobic is a public admission that our viewpoints are diametrically opposed. Thanks, Courtney. That'll make it much easier to argue in a court of law that my commentary is transformative and fair use
Because it's critical. Yes.
I'm arguing a viewpoint that opposes yours.
Yes, that's one of the 4 pillars of fair use. If she knew anything about fair use, she would know that, and she would have never said that. It's actually crazy. You know, there's a reason why every lawyer tells you that whenever you're in the middle of a lawsuit that you're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah,
Have you ever
shut
noticed that?
the fuck up.
Why they always say that? This is the reason why they always say that.
The great part is that she deleted this post. Another indicator that she doesn't have a lawyer, because deleting evidence like that is called spoliation, and there are penalties for that in court.
True.
I mean, she'd have to be an idiot to think I didn't save it. Speaking of, Courtney had no...
He's got it. Yeah, why? It also, by the way, it is something that's looked upon very negatively. If you're found to be deleting evidence that could basically make you look bad, I mean, at that point, like, I mean, really, let's just go ahead and use a little bit of common sense here. Why would somebody want to delete evidence about themselves like that? Why would they want to do that? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they're trying to hide the truth. That's why.
No problem running her mouth all over the comment section of that post, and it would be a damn shame if somebody read through every single public comment she made and archived them. I mean, she was super arrogant about how knowledgeable she is about copyright law and how she has some sort of connections at YouTube. I guess it didn't work that well because my video is back up. Here's a comment that says, "They're weird as hell for getting upset over this." Even
Too
if
bad, huh? Too bad. One's genius, the other one's insane. Judge has common sense too.
It's fair
Yeah,
use, as
everybody
some people
sees
claim.
this.
You have a right to not be in a video if you don't want to. There they go, misgendering me again. I'm not a they, them. And no, she doesn't have the right to not be criticized. Courtney is an influencer, and because she posts herself in the public square...
Yep, and yeah, we've got... And I proved their point to a real person at YouTube. It wasn't under fair use, and they agreed. And no, they didn't agree with you, Courtney. You moron. They have to agree with you. DMCA compels them to shoot first and ask questions later. It's not, that's not even what it is. That's not how it works. That's never how it's worked.
People are allowed to comment on her.
Imagine being Ethan's lawyer right now. I would be so happy. This is, all you do is farm like these retarded Karens on the internet. And the only thing that's unfortunate is that I don't think that a lot of them have very much money. 2 big law cases? Yeah, exactly. And then, oh, it's ableist and transphobic comments. Right. Well, Your Honor, if you look, so this comment said I was a dumb bitch. So I think that I should win the lawsuit and he should give me all the money. Yes, okay, that's nice. This is why I also wanted to be a lawyer. Yeah.
If you don't want people commenting on you, then don't post stuff on the internet. Courtney responds by agreeing and saying that transphobic comments make a video not fair use? What?
This is your brain on victim mentality. That's your brain. That's how it works, guys. That's where you're at.
Did I read that right?
Yep.
Here's a comment where she's openly acknowledging that she told her followers to go harass me and how much she appreciates them doing that.
Oh,
and
sure.
last but not least, you could use this comment to argue that the reason that she struck the video is because of the criticism and not because any copyright infringement was...
Yep. The comment section was so unrelated to the serious issue. I saw they talked about your hair color, your gender identification, other stuff had nothing to do with anything. There were some hard comments to read. And that's what they do when they don't have an actual argument. Unfortunately, the original video was 100x that, and I have zero regrets getting it taken down if it stopped some of the hate for other folks on it. Should not have said that. You shouldn't have said that. Why would you say that? Even if you think it's true, you should know not to say it. That's what I think. Yes, main character syndrome. I know. We have an epidemic, and this is just going to get worse every year because more millennials are going to get into positions of power. We have an epidemic of main character syndrome millennials. And these are these androgynous, brain-dead, emotionally unstable blobs that are addicted to Pokemon, SSRIs, and anime, who are trying to ruin the world. That's what we're up against, guys. That's it. And now, yes, and now Labubu's. And I understand I'm also a millennial. But I'm one of the good ones, okay? At least I think so. These other people are fucking crazy.
Same. Same.
Yeah, I'm one of the good ones.
Admitted. Let me just emphasize that we have a ton of evidence that Courtney filed that strike in bad faith.
Of course.
And just as a reminder, for those of you who haven't seen the video that she tried to silence that's called Why the LGBT Movement is Failing, note that video was primarily about predators like Lily Tino filming in the Disneyland bathrooms with children.
That's right. Yes, of course. Yes. And the transphobia is coming from, oh, that's right, filming children and talking about getting, trans surgery in a public space with children in the background. Yes, that was the criticism. Why do you have such an obsession with going into women's bathrooms? I've been into a woman's bathroom before. It's the same as a man's bathroom, except they don't have urinal. It's the exact same thing. They're not cleaner. It's the exact same thing. Sure, yeah, to clean it out. Yeah, sure. You guys ever done that? Of course.
Advertising OnlyFans on a page that features Miss Rachel parody content intended for kids, and going into restaurants trying to get people fired in an attempt to go viral on TikTok, as well as there being a crazy mom in that video giving her kid medicine that will permanently sterilize him at 13 years old.
Dr. Olson had a decision.
You are in the perfect place to start on blockers.
And she
I understand that a lot of you guys really get frustrated because I'm not racist to other groups of people. It's because I can't be. But I can be racist to my group of people. Wow. It's the usual suspects. Every single time.
promises to begin giving her estrogen, female hormones, in 2 years.
Around 13. That's what I think.
This bitch should be in jail, bro. Holy fuck. The mom and the doctor. Whatever happened to do no harm? I know they took it out apparently. Disgusting. It's time we start stopping these people. There needs to be some laws.
You're not going to wait until 16 to start. You know that, okay?
Who's the best?
I need to target something first.
Jail. For years.
Oh my god.
Bad person here. Courtney
Oh my
is literally
God.
defending child predators and saying, I'm the hateful
is
one
insane.
because I spent 20 seconds in a video saying I don't like her pink hair and I think she's annoying. Everybody is tired of people like this. Everybody is tired of adults like this who behave like
yes.
5-year-olds wagging their fingers and telling everyone what to do.
Yes! I am sick of hearing what I need to do from a person who looks like they need to be in a padded room. If your personality is your mental disorders, I don't want to hear about what I need to change in my life from you. Holy shit.
You stop living the life you thought a proper adult should and start living for what brings your inner child joy.
Oh, God.
So, when I was a younger guy,
This is what happens when you don't treat the crazy
I
people
always
in your
wanted to hold
society.
on to and remember the way I was whenever I was a kid, right? Like I had a really great childhood growing up. Everything was really good for me. Like I was so happy. Everything was great. And, you know, I tell people, Chibi, thanks for the 10 gifted subs, bro. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well.
We're almost 50.
I did. And I had that happen a lot. And I kind of felt the same way that this girl did. And like, I mean, obviously I didn't do it, right? But like, I mean, it's, you know, to an extent, right? And I think that whenever my mom died, I realized that you can't really ever actually go back. You can't, like, I'm a grown man now. I'm a grown man. I'm in my own life. And, you know, that was the old times. This is the new times. And, you know, she was then, I'm now. And that's it. And I think that the amount of coddling and and my dad, you know, was always, my dad is even, if you can believe, my dad, for however harsh I am, my dad's like 3 times as bad. So yeah, hate that feeling. Seeing my dad pass. Yeah, and I think that really it was a reality check for me. It was, and I feel bad for these people in a way. But the issue that I have is that they're looking for something and they're never going to find it because it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Everything about it is gone. And you keep trying to hold on to this world, and you keep trying to, like, you know, it's like you're holding it so hard, and it's just, yeah, time has passed. And it was a very weird thing for me because I used to be such a sentimental and nostalgic person, and I still am in a lot of ways. But a big part of me changed after that happened, and a couple of other, you know, like big personal events happened in my life. And I stopped constantly reminiscing on being 17 years old, because for a long time I was like, okay, and I still believe this. I believe I was born rich, you know. I had 2 parents that loved me. I lived in a nice house, and you know, I was surrounded by my friends. We didn't have millions of dollars, but you know, I'd trade millions of dollars to have what I had then again. But I can't do that. I can't have that happen. And so instead of what these people need to do, and I can, this is a criticism you can leverage at me too, is that instead of trying to recreate your own childhood, why don't you try to have kids and recreate theirs and create theirs for the first time and give them the opportunity to be happy the way that you were? Like, that's the way you're, like, that's the circle of life, right? That's what you're supposed to do. It's the same as I said before. Like, whenever I was a kid, a young guy, I was getting food stamps. I was on food stamps. I was on food stamps, and I was jacking off to fucking bullshit on the internet, like different random shit, and playing video games. That's what I was doing. That's my job. I was getting paid to sit around and do fucking nothing, right? Furry porn? I was gonna make a joke about it, but I decided that might be a weird joke, right? Especially with like kind of some of the weird stuff that's happened recently. So like, no jokes about that. But the point is that, you know, and now I'm an adult. I'm making good money. Things are good for me. I'm paying it forward to the next generation of do nothing neats, because one of them might actually do something in the future that might make money for the next generation of do nothing neats. And so really, I mean, I that's what's so sad about this, is it's the subversion and the mutation of what's supposed to be the human experience. So instead of trying to recreate and give the childhood that you loved and made you so happy to your children, you're trying to relive it for yourself.
It's a nice touch. The zealot doesn't run away.
There's something that's spiritually wrong about that.
Makes sense. The zealot.
And I understand that, you know, I don't have any kids, right? So like, I'm also not trying to do this either. It's something that it's really wrong. Am I crazy? Like, maybe I just this just came out of me, right? But I just saw the picture and it made me think about it. It really did. You're not crazy? Yeah, exactly. It's trying to live forever. Yeah, and there's a certain amount of selfishness to it, I think. There is. The center of their own universe, exactly. There's something spiritually wrong about this. I don't say that very often.
Your child joy.
This is what I mean. Everyone
This is what a proper adult can look like too. Bright hair, colorful clothes, tattoos, plushies, and all. Great, you want to dress like Dora the Explorer? Go ahead, I don't give a fuck. There's no right or wrong way to be an adult. Of course there is. There's tons of wrong ways to be an adult. There's tons of right ways to be an adult. Absolutely. What are we talking about? Like, yeah, absolutely you are. Plus, life is way too dang short to live it for someone else's narrow ideals. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, I think that there's something wrong with it. Yes. There's this kind of stuff to make you believe in biblical good and evil. There's nothing. These people are pure evil. They're not pure evil. They are. I think that they have taken permissive liberalism to its logical conclusion, which is I should be able to do whatever I want. I shouldn't have to conform to any social ideals. Everything in the entire world is completely about me, and I am the victim. I'm the main character. I'm going to be selfish with everything, and even to the detriment of other people that care about me. That's it.
To me, because I'm a child. I'm afraid of COVID, so here's this drawing I made to call you a piece of shit for not wearing a mask. You know, if you're a 28-year-old who has Peter Pan syndrome and want to play with children's toys...
Rating my fidget toys.
Eat the diet of a kindergartner and live inside of your obnoxiously...
Wait, what does it say? Exclusively eats junk food and calls it safe food. I can see why you have stomach problems. Don't listen to any of that. It's not true at all. Safe foods. I'm always curious what other people's are.
And live inside of your obnoxiously pink house that I'm...
So that's why there's so much decor still in the front. Oh my god. And you can see that, and this is, I think this is what's so sad, man.
You can just see the mental problems by the state of the room. Look at this room. It just screams mentally deficient. Holy shit. She's like 30.
Is that you have the Christmas stockings up all year. Isn't it sad? It's sad, man.
Wait, I need those dogs.
I'm sure your husband is only pretending to like because he's afraid of you. Then go ahead.
Husband.
It's America. Live how you want to live in private. But the minute you start bringing your childish bullshit around me is the minute that I start caring.
People
and
have the right to have an opinion.
The minute you start pretending to be a victim as an excuse to treat people like shit is the minute I have a problem.
And that's not even considering the larger community of all disabled folks who also experience chronic stress and dysregulation from unmet accessibility needs and living in disabled bodies in a disability-hostile world.
Right, we live in a disability-hostile world where we have a ton of accommodations and legislation to help disabled people, as well as economic support.
This is the most this is the most friendly the world has ever been to disabled people.
Yeah, literally.
They used to throw them off a cliff. I don't think we really do that too much anymore, right? We don't really do that hardly at all. So I feel like things have gotten a lot better.
A lot better.
Like, what are the ramps for?
My dad was disabled.
I mean, this chick should check out World War II Germany if she wants to see.
It's also, it was very handy for when you go to amusement
But
parks.
ultimately,
Running the line, baby.
Oh God,
I'm with him.
And what I find to be so funny about this is that this is actually invoking like Nazi Germany in a way that's accurate. And anybody who's educated in this knows that.
This line of messaging is not helpful to the people that she claims to be advocating for, which is typical of activism. And I get tired of people who have made it their life's mission to infect others with a philosophy that turns them into useless victims.
And as someone who's black myself and has
I'm doing that right now.
the mindsets that permeate within the black
Grinding.
community, I think the one thing
We're
that's
getting
holding
there.
a lot of us back is the victimhood mentality. I've never been a fan of any group of people looking at me and saying, poor you because of this and that.
Right, this victim mindset is...
No, he's completely right. I mean, the way that you empower minorities and groups of people like that to succeed is you give them the same opportunities that other people have. That's why I've always been in favor of, you know, like affirmative action based off of income. Like, it's the same thing. I mean, like, and if it disproportionately helps minorities, something isn't good or bad based off of who it helps. Something is good or bad objectively. And if you're looking at, oh, well, the wrong people are getting points against them for this, or the right people are winning because of this, and that's wrong, you're not thinking about the issue, you're thinking about your agenda.
It's rampant in a lot of communities. And it's not helpful to anyone because it just demoralizes them into achieving far less than their potential.
Sure does.
Usually that results in them demanding stuff from everyone that they could have just gotten for themselves. What's worse in Courtney's case, though, is that not only will she tell disabled people to avoid assimilating into normal society as much as they're able to, but also she'll tell them to self-diagnose mental disabilities.
What is this? By the way, how do you have the money to live like
Bro, I just need
this?
one more.
Really? I mean, like, what the fuck is this? Pure diagnosis or being validated by another autistic person is very accurate, and that's what I recommend for those people seeking validation outside of healthcare. What is this? So it's like the N-word pass, but for autistic people? Oh, no, I can say it. No. Crazy Ted gave me the pass.
I need a target.
This is so fucking stupid. And these are the same people, hey, by the way, the same people probably spamming, trust the science.
Abilities, which is just the worst health advice. And apparently, this is an entire trend on TikTok.
Yeah, what is this? Let me go back and read this here. Healthcare access is not universal and systematic inequality is. It is universal to get a lot of healthcare access. If you don't think so, then go to the emergency room and see if they're going to treat you or not. Yeah, just go there. I mean, you do get healthcare access. You can
Bro, I
be
need
an
one
illegal alien
more.
and they're going to treat you.
Why is it always the last one?
That's just the way it is. Buy friends. As I said, bro, like, this is what I would, this is like my last boss. You know, like, this is whenever I imagine, like, what are you doing it for? To be against this. Yeah, this is the last boss. Final Karen. You spend your time talking about Karens, lunatics, murderers, humans, saying what everyone else is able to afraid to admit. You're more sharing. The darkness might change you the same way it did Stark. So if you stare into the abyss long enough, you're worried it'll stare back into you. No, I'm not. I've already been in the abyss. I've been in the abyss my whole life. Maybe that's a little bit, you know, that's like a quote probably that you could get from like Illidan Stormrage or Light Yagami. But like, really, I mean, I've always been an asshole. I'm not worried about turning into an asshole because I already was.
TikTok.
We've seen the rise of self-diagnosed mental illness. The term neurodivergent went mainstream, which mostly referred to autism and ADHD, and it gained traction on platforms like TikTok where users self-diagnosed.
I actually think that the term neurodivergent is a very good term, and I like the term because autism is only one type of disorder. And I think that people classify any type of antisocial behavior as autism when actually there's a huge umbrella of other behaviors like that. Like like the actual term neurodivergent.
I'm not autistic. I just don't like people.
I like the term.
I don't like interacting with them.
Demanded accommodations.
Well, I do like
for
interacting
these
with them
conditions,
over the
like
internet.
Retard. I mean,
Just not in real life.
I mean, again, it's called us retards. I got people that too. I mean, it's fine. I don't really use, the thing is to me, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Generally, I don't really use autistic or Asperger's ever as an insult. I very rarely use, I guess I call people schizos sometimes. But like in general, like I generally, and this is not always, because as I said, I am an asshole. I generally avoid using medical distinctions as insults. I do.
Place flexibility, using their conditions as an excuse to shrug off adulthood and evade responsibility in so many cases.
Yep.
People started collecting labels like they were personality.
Neurodivergence, notice everything. I mean everything. Did you notice that you're an attention seeker? Is that it?
Points, non-binary, disabled, neurodivergent, polyamorous, and became offended if others didn't properly adhere to them.
Right, taking pride in how mentally ill you are is the smart thing to do instead of getting accurate
Getting help.
diagnoses and professional help.
Yeah.
All TikTok is doing in this respect is making people friendless and unlikable without giving them any perspective as to why people outside of the internet don't want to be around them.
You seemed really standoffish at first.
Gee, why would people see you like that?
Nobody likes you. Why does nobody like me? Wait a minute. My whole life, I've been having negative interactions with everybody that I meet. I've found the solution. It's a disorder that I can't control, and everybody else in the whole world is out to get me. Obviously. That must be it, right, guys?
Well, maybe it's because half of your videos are you telling people why they can't live how they want because it offends you, followed by using being slightly autistic or non-binary as a shield against criticism. Like, it's funny how you have perpetual victims like Courtney, but then you have people like Ricky Berwick, who doesn't give a shit and can eloquently say things like, I'm Canadian.
Oh, jeez.
And you retard. It's weird how basically
You
everyone I've
retard,
known
yeah.
who has a disability in real life doesn't feel the need to make it their entire personality and really
No, I think that we're really we're gonna be in for a very, very interesting time when you get these guys that are quadriplegic and they've been like fucking totally paralyzed. They can only like move their tongue or something. And you finally get them a Neuralink and you can they can actually like express themselves for the first time. Because imagine having to sit back and just observe and watch the movie of your life play out for 20 years, 30 years, and you haven't been able to give any fucking commentary on it. I bet, yeah, they're gonna pop off. But one guy, like, as I said, I think there was like one guy, and he was like going around, and they gave him this voice thing, and he's just going around Walmart, and he's saying that my mother has a bomb over and over. And then another guy they gave one of those fucking brain implants for. Well, what did he do? He stayed up all night playing Civilization 7 or Civ 6. Yeah, we are in for a very, very based awakening. You get some good content? Yeah, exactly.
just wants to be treated as if they weren't disabled. But then you have people like Courtney who are out here ordering everyone around, calling people evil eugenicists for not complying with her demands. People like Courtney are doing a disservice to everyone who needs help or accommodations to survive.
They do.
Fireworks suck because they scare.
Fireworks suck because they scare autistic people? Oh, like a dog. Jesus. It's like she lives in a set of Blue's Clues.
Autistic and neurodivergent people too. 4th of July is a racist holiday that only celebrates the freedom.
I thought that those were her friends, but I should have known better. They were just different recordings of her talking to herself.
Of a select few.
Okay, not only do we have to wear a mask everywhere, but now fireworks are bad because they offend autistic people?
And
the 4th of July is racist?
Right.
I have to mask every day, but you can't wear earplugs for a few hours once a year? You see what I mean?
I love this video. That is so good. You want everybody to wear masks around 24/7 when they go out in public, but they can't set off fireworks, and you can't wear earplugs for a couple hours a year. I mean, does anything display the obvious fucking self-righteousness better than that?
Literally doing everything in her power to make everyone hate autistic people. And all irony is completely lost on her.
My identity is not your Halloween costume. Well, why would I want to dress up like a retard?
She is a Korean who complains about bullshit like Halloween culture.
Also, wait. This is an anime. This is from an anime. It's called Psyche. This is the person that had that. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I know. Wait, I know this. That's the person wasn't autistic. You think they were autistic? No, they weren't. How do you know? Because I saw it. How the fuck do you think I know?
Cultural appropriation, as she dresses like an anime character from Japan. So everyone's done with this. Elon bought Twitter and stopped banning people for criticizing these professional victims, and because of that, all of the other social media sites had to stop doing that to compete.
Exactly. Yes. Nobody wants these people around. They're the most obnoxious, annoying, negative, net negative people in the entire society. Everybody hates them. Nobody likes them. Not even themselves. All they want to do is, like, they hate the way they look. That's why they constantly change their appearance. They hate the fact that they're older. That's why they constantly try to live like a child. They hate everything about themselves and their own existence, but we're somehow supposed to listen to them and accommodate everything that they want. It's outrageous. It's outrageous, and I think that, again, he's right. Elon buying Twitter, that was the fucking flashpoint. That was the point where people said, finally, I don't have to play pretend with this bullshit anymore. Thank God.
Courtney, maybe it's time to learn how to ignore
I don't think I ever
criticism that you
did.
don't like, or respond to it in the Coliseum of ideas, instead of using the typical radical leftist below-the-belt cancel culture tactics. Because those don't work anymore.
That's right.
Anyway,
Poe's
thanks
mad.
for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
I definitely got like shadow banned, dude, 100% for what I was saying on Twitter back then, guaranteed. Because the moment Elon Musk bought Twitter, my engagement went way up, dude. Like, it's not even remotely close. Well, that's my feeling. I don't have proof of that, but coincidental. Very much weird. Weird how that works, right?
No idea that this video was going to be this based. I genuinely did not even, I could not have even comprehended this. Oh my God. Let me link you guys a video. This was so good.
Is he actually gonna
think before you sleep? This guy almost has a
Oh my
million
God.
subscribers. Make sure to give him a sub. Maybe we'll get him a little bit closer. All autistic people really want is for people to have basic understanding and empathy for their needs. Every autistic person is not the same. Autism is a huge spectrum. You have people that are non-verbal autism, and you have other people that are autism because they get hyper-fixated on things. So just using autism as a broad term is, I think, not really very accurate. The fact is that, you know, this is the way that I treat everybody. I try to be respectful and nice to people, and I expect them to do the same thing to me. And I don't like to have people tell me what to do or push me around. That's it. And I think that's really fundamentally, at the end of the day, that is one of the things that people like this are pushing back against so much. They are so fucking tired of being told what to do. This is, oh man, I'm gonna have to watch this. Not right now, but we're watching that later. And yes, I am amazed. 287 dislikes. Well, yeah, because like these, nobody likes these people. As I said, they hate themselves. These people are like poisonous flowers. They have bright colors to warn of their danger. At this point, I got everything fatigue. If you're not masking, I'm not going to be around you. Really? Was it that easy? If you wear a mask, more power to you. But you can't tell people to wear something just to make your life easier. I think that, again, if you want to wear a mask, yeah, that's totally fine. And that's the other problem. They always want to tell everybody else what to do. And that's what I think is so annoying. Give me a second. And yeah, I don't have PoE2 fatigue yet. Yeah, neither do I, actually. Fun fact. But why do these retards have 200k followers? It's concerning. You are worried that 200,000 people out of 7 or 8 billion people are retarded? You're really worried about that? I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Fucker. Fat midget.
She was talking shit to him. She was degrading him, calling him a loser. But now whenever they face accountability, now they're the victim. Nope. Oh, no. Let me see if I can show you guys this. This was so fucking
1 hour
stupid.
ago.
This
Wait,
guy
what did I
got
miss?
kicked out of a $40,000 Marvel Rivals tournament for telling his teammate to switch off of Black Widow. Yes, I know. We're going to get to it. I know it's taken me some time, but we're back at it. All right, here we go. Let's look at it.
He dies. Okay, guys.
It's not working.
Taste and point proven right now. Do you understand?
Well, you've been making me play super close. I'm gonna
How
play
do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first
Oh.
of all, it's that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay,
First of
bro.
all, you're doing Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're
So toxic. So rude. What a nasty bitch. Yep, 0 and 5. Yep, there it is. Oh, is that Black Widow? I guess that's a scan. I'm not really familiar with it. Yeah, I guess it is. So 0 and 5. Wow. And then she's telling this guy who's 18 and 2 to shut the fuck up.
on Invis. Second of all, you're
That's
getting
sad.
value because
No. She
Not
shouldn't
even
be
one
dead.
assist.
I'm getting value because I'm 1v6ing.
Hulk isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza is 0 and 5, but we won the point, bro. Why? Because they were hard. Like,
You won the point.
people are dying here. That means four of their util, 4 of their resources are all spent on Zaza and the support.
Uh-huh.
And we win because they don't care about anything else.
You win because he's carrying you. That's the reason why you win.
Like,
That's not why it's
As well,
happening.
Lucy's letting Strap pull
Yep.
and going on Invis, and then they kind of split, but we still.
Yeah, she makes a good point. No, only if you don't understand the game. Like, very clearly she's not. I mean, absolutely not. Yes, and then so here we go. And then this is the girl. Kingsman telling them that they need to triple support since everyone else will be running. Okay, here we go.
Of course they're gonna do that. It's a $40,000 tournament.
No, they're not.
Talk some sense into
They're
these
not
guys.
gonna run triple support. There's no way they'll do that.
Talk some sense into these guys because they don't want to run triple support. But every team will.
Every
Okay, they're ready triple. Immediate. Bro. Jesus. Maybe in $40,000 tournaments. This just happened, by the way, so apparently not.
As soon as they went triple, we started losing.
I know.
Wow.
Of course they're gonna.
I don't play Marvel
Man,
Rivals,
it's
so I can't speak to
fucking
that.
Toxic, isn't it? And
But
so
I can see
anyway, so
the
this
thought
girl
behind
gets
it.
him, basically gets him kicked out of the tournament for telling the teammate to switch off of Black Widow. So context.
Wait, where am I
this from
going?
one of the scrims of the Deadpool creator content, Deadpool
Griffin
content creator
eggs.
cup. Streamer Kingsman, Magic Player, was kicked
What's that
from
look
his
like?
team in the Marvel Rivals tournament for atching Zaza Stack, Diamond Black Widow, One Trick Pony, that's OTP, playing with 2000 ping. By the way, Black Widow is like a sniper. Can you play a sniper with 2000 ping? Nope. To switch to another character for better team composition. Kingsman kept trying to tell them that they would get rolled in the tournament because everyone would be going triple support and that Black Widow would be getting dived and killed.
What are you doing,
Dive
dudes?
means just
What's
like
going
they
on?
all jump on you and they just kill you, right? And 200 ping. Yes, these girls kept roasting Kingsman because he was very insistent on a team comp not involving Black Widow. He even offered to play Mantis support for the Widow, but they declined it. Cece, the team captain, and this is the girl we're gonna see a lot more of her in just a few minutes. complained to the host of the tournament. Also, the widow's boyfriend made a Google Doc on Kingsman being toxic and posted it to Twitter, which ultimately led to him being kicked out of the tournament. So basically, you had this toxic girl and her simp boyfriend that decided to destroy this guy's reputation because he called this guy's girlfriend out for being dog shit at the game and being a selfish bitch. This is $20,000, sorry, $40,000 for a tournament. This is a lot of money. So the tournament was yesterday and they got rolled. What Kingsman predicted happened. Every team played triple support and the Widow had 0 impact. They ended up being last place in the tournament with a score of 1 win and 8 losses. Kingsman made a YouTube video for more details. CC made a YouTube video in response to Kingsman. Oh, here we go again. This is a 1-hour video. I'm not going to watch that. Widow's boyfriend made an apology to Kingsman, and then CC also made an apology for it as well. The truth behind the $40,000 tournament. So
I'm making this video in response to Kingsman's video and also to all the chatters that are going to come in and ask questions again. I'm just going to direct you to this.
Yeah.
And it's the last I'm going to speak about.
We're not going to watch this the whole time. I don't want to listen to this bitch for 15 minutes. Don't worry about it.
Addressing any allegations or anything that's not true, as well as I included a clip that Kingsman left out in his conversation with Entei, because Kingsman thought it was like rage bait or something, but Entei took the words right out of my mouth. Like, I could not have phrased it better, and if you take it from a third-party perspective, you might be able to digest it a little better.
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
want to start off by saying that I did not get kicked from the tournament. I was banned on Twitch for violating TOS, saying something toxic to my friend in chat. I've said it before, but this time it was around a bunch of haters, so maybe it got spam reported, but it was just for 24 hours. The issue is I can't play in the tournament while banned because if I get streamed...
What? I don't give a fuck.
But
Can
it
I
has nothing to
please-
do with Bassam or the tournament. The problem wasn't what he said. He didn't get kicked because he wanted his teammate to swap off Widow. It was because of the way he went about it. The Tony...
Tone policing. Dumb fucking bitch. Who
What a
gives a fuck about
nasty
somebody's
fucking
tone? Oh, I hate these fucking people.
Meanwhile, this is the kind of stuff she's saying about him. Let me see if I can find it.
Right?
Glazing Klingsman for what now? Y'all gonna lose. Kicked out the best player. He did it to himself. Nice job spreading negativity. Got your best player kicked from the
What is
team.
this?
Goodbye 40K. Hello, good vibes. And then she
Yeah.
said 3K, and we've got better players and vibes now. I'm pretty sure he spent 20 years of his life inside playing video games, which is why he lacks social skills. Social skills are whenever you disagree with her. That's right. That yo Kingsman cocksuckers screenshot this. Y'all think Jesus Christ. Stop trying to talk like it's so fucking cringe. Oh my god. Just stop it. You guys think I don't see a toxicity in the Kingsman Discord? W not spreading hate from the mods or the Kingsman community. Oh, here's another one. Let's see if there are any more of these. No, this is just more bullshit. And in the community note, she's continued to bully Kingsman and speak ill of him across social media. CC has a history of attacking other players and talking trash.
This is Quist.
And
I
so
didn't
we
even see
have
any
more of
fucking
this
eggs.
here. Let's take a look at this. So yeah, and what's this here? Such a sad attempt at damage control. And so she went out and she made an apology for this after getting this guy kicked off the team. So this is, I'm sorry I failed to realize, take proper accountability here as well. Many of you saw the replies. They were defensive, deflecting, and argumentative. Yeah, they sure
We're
were.
almost 50,
Now, she
49
put
right
it
now.
On, basically nobody else can respond to this, but that doesn't stop the quote retweets. It
Yeah, I've been
doesn't.
flying.
So here we go. And so this is her again.
I've been hard at work. Well, hard at play, I suppose.
She called him a loser.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that, and we're still gonna play Widow.
I need this for my college. I need this for my college. I have about 6 or 7 more years.
Isn't it crazy that you have these girls that are successful streamers that are probably getting money
It's
and
normal, no?
donations and stuff you're
That always
laughing
happens,
at,
bro. Come
joking
on.
about, and basically making fun of this guy for needing money
If
for college.
Blizzard tells you an hour, add 3
they're sitting there
hours.
playing
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals for a job. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, for like a big patch, right?
Oh my god.
Not maintenance, obviously.
And so anyway, and then they're also bragging about basically sandbagging this tournament and causing this guy to not even have a chance to win money to pay for college. Look at how totally indulgent and nasty this is.
Play Widow.
I need this for my college.
She's making fun of him for needing money for college. That's really sad. Wow.
I need this for my college. I have about
Man.
6 or 7 more years.
Man. So that's what they do. And so anyway, this is it. Now, I don't know who this person is. Most people don't. I don't really care. But I do have a feeling that, you know, she's probably in a better spot financially than he is. And so she's laughing and joking about this while she's sandbagging his chance to be able to pay for college. Such a sad attempt at damage control. I doubt this is how you really feel. Y'all just horrible
It's a
people.
dumb hoe being a dumb hoe.
Absolutely. Yeah, and does you think we didn't see a
There's many
shitty-ass
of them.
apology? And this isn't a Discord chat.
A lot of them are
Yes, I
Twitch
told
streamers for
my
some
friend in
reason.
Twitch chat to kill to KYS. Oh, to kill yourself. I've been banned and freed. Your favorite.
not sure what
streamer
that
probably
says
says
about
worse
him.
behind closed doors. Yeah,
Or me,
probably
for that
true.
matter.
I misspoke in the Greenlight clip in the same stream. The clip was cut. I clarified Bassam did not ask for approval. He was going to kick him regardless. Wow, so this guy was a simp for free. Good for him. And let's see here. Community note for this. Bassam, you're a fucking moron for letting a little girl ruin your reputation like this. So this is the guy here who's running the tournament. And he said, congratulations to the winners, obviously. And you've got a bunch of people. Hope they never sponsor you again. I mean, the fact that he sided with people that were laughing and joking and goofing around and making light of this guy trying to pay for his college is totally fucking toxic and pathetic. You removed Kingsman for the slightest chance that women might look in your direction. Pathetic. And yeah, W host, address me. Yep, there we go. Why did you remove Kingsman when he was right and the team told him to shut the fuck up? Exactly. She has proof about sandbagging. Yes, she does. And so this is what these people do. They're so hostile, so toxic, so rude. They're just nasty as fuck, aren't they? They really are. After reviewing all the evidence and VODs for all parties, that was a horrible decision on your part and it shows clear bias. You swore on professionalism, but didn't penalize the team's captain whenever they were being unprofessional themselves. And congratulations for being the worst Marvel Rivals host to ever do it. Honestly, Kingsman was right. Super fucked up situation that he got removed. Justice for Kingsman. By the way, this is a gaming community W. I think that so many people are so sick of these nasty, toxic people in gaming that are sandbagging this guy and then making fun of him for not being able to pay for college. To provide clarity on the discourse surrounding my team for this tournament, I was not the team captain. I was invited as a player to be drafted. I had no choice in what to say, who was kicked. Woke up in a massive amount of unwarranted, sexist, hateful comments. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Yeah, you are who you surround yourself with. Yes, definitely. I'm the victim. Of course, as always. What does sandbagging mean? It means intentionally putting in zero effort to a tournament or to an event in order to not try to win the tournament. Basically not giving a shit about the outcome and then doing so in a way that's negatively affecting other people. So yeah, it's that simple. Throwing a game. Yeah, basically running it down mid, throwing the game, whatever you want to say. But let's see if there's any more of these to look at too, because weird how women manage to ruin everything competitive in these team game. I think this does have to do with the fact that they're women, and I'll explain why. It's because they're being hostile and aggressive, and the moment that somebody responds that way, they claim that it's misogyny. You're using your identity as both a sword and a shield. You're attacking people and you're being passive aggressive and hostile and nasty, while at the same time, when people push back against you, now people are being misogynistic. No, this isn't misogyny. This is accountability. And maybe this is the first time in your life you've ever had it, but with a person like this, I think it probably won't be the last. It's so fucking obnoxious. I hate these people. They have to swallow their own poison when a trans woman wants. I don't know about trans. There's nothing to do with trans. But like, anyway, so this is more of this, right? And so I'll go ahead. And then this is her blaming him. Here we go.
What happened with Kingsman getting kicked? What happened with Kingsman getting kicked?
You were a nasty, toxic bitch, and you got him kicked out because he called you out. Because you wanted to do whatever you wanted to do. The mind of a child.
Right? Right?
So like Boston pulled me aside and was just like, a lot of people were coming to him, like chatters and stuff. We're showing him clips of him like saying disrespectful things about the tournament, like us as a team, and like saying we were gonna lose and all that stuff.
That's disrespectful? Well,
Yeah,
he was right.
he was right. You a dumb bitch, and you fucking cause your team to lose.
So he asked me, and I was just like, it's kind of just like, if you think so. but apparently he was like muting in like while we were in Discord and then saying like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna lose," and these guys.
I mean,
team
gaming.
sucks,
They're
and they
playing
just don't
Marvel
know.
Rivals.
He's right.
Let's be honest. I'm sorry,
tournament he's
but I
in
don't consider
is,
that
like, way better.
gaming.
You saw how
Sorry.
she was totally aggressive and really hostile. She was talking shit to him. She was.
It's like
degrading
one
him,
step above
calling
a
him
phone game,
loser. The
you
other
know?
girl was making fun of him for needing money for college. But now,
No offense if you like that game, but
now they're
you
the
gotta be honest. It's one step above a phone game.
Oh no! Oh no, you're not.
And I think Bassam was just not taking that
Uh-huh.
disrespect and low-key.
And I liked playing it too,
They're like-
right? It was really nice and dumb.
The disrespect,
Like,
which is somebody asking you to play the game. And
every now and then you want to play something stupid, right? I get it.
Like shit
I do it too.
So like a sandbag.
I enjoyed it for, you know,
yeah, imagine like you
like
go
a week?
into a match,
Not
and
even,
you die
right?
5 times and you get
You know,
0
couple
kills.
days. It was alright.
That's a sandbag.
Chat. So I was just like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But
I played the Punisher.
yeah.
Mad
I think like 3 days,
disrespectful.
maybe.
Meanwhile, they're making fun of him for having to
Such
pay
a
for
throwaway
college.
game for me, right?
That's
It's
so
like so
disgraceful.
bland and
It really is. How disgusting. It
generic.
would suck to have someone talk shit behind your back on your team. Yep. There it is.
That's probably why it's so
20
popular,
years of his life
right?
inside. The innocent victim complex is crazy. This is why I love calling people like this out. I do. I
Yeah,
love
that's
calling
what-
people out
that's what I'm
like
saying.
this, and I think they deserve it. People like this deserve way more criticism than they're getting. And I understand this girl's getting a lot of criticism right now. It should be even more. It should be. Because what this person did is totally selfish. It's abusive. It's obnoxious. It's mean. And there's no reason for it. Why should you behave this way? There's no reason you should. It's toxic? Yeah, these people are just so fucking toxic. You should see her replies to comments on a YouTube video. It's crazy. She would straight up lie in the comments and people are posting timestamps. Wait, what? Women almost dies after learning what accountability is. You know it's bad when the comments have a better like ratio than your video. What is this?
No.
Notice how the video called The Truth Behind the 40K Tournament has no facts or truth that would help you. It's just you saying, yeah, I mean, we did that, but he didn't want us to throw, so he's the bad guy. Yep, there we go. Saying you're going to lose because your team refuses to swap off Widow is a very valid thing to say in a 40K tournament. It absolutely is. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I would say that if it was for free. I don't want to sit there and lose a fucking game. Why would I want to lose a game?
That's the biggest problem that I have with all of this, right? Like, can you please stop LARPing as a gamer? How do you play a $40,000 tournament and you pick the literal worst character in the game? You're not a gamer, you're a tourist. And we don't like your kind around here.
Shit, 0 and 5 and 0. There you go. Oh my god, saying you're going to lose isn't disrespectful. He made an assessment, shared his opinion and the team's and the hopes, and he gets booted for it. He does. The team loses. Oh my god. $40,000 were on the line and one of my teammates is playing the worst character with high ping. Yeah, I would have been worse than him. Absolutely. If I had a teammate one-tricking with 150 ping, 0 kills, 0 assists, and most importantly, 0 impact on the win condition, I would be saying in /all GG and asking for that person to swap. And these streamers are just so incredibly stupid. I don't think that they're stupid. I think they're insulated from consequences. They're professional victims, and they think they can do anything they want and get away with it. And that includes demonizing, bullying, and basically hurting other people whenever anybody else dares to say no. That's it. It's malicious. Yeah, they're absolutely malicious. Should have saw her TikTok comments before she disabled them, doubling down, and then his video blew up 5x more out of suddenly and its apologies and panic attacks. Oh, she's having a panic attack? Oh my fucking god. Is this more I'm a victim,
Good.
please feel sorry for me? Get the fuck out of here. Let me see if I can read any more of this. Is there anything else that's worth saying? Yeah, oh, here we go. And so this is the comment from today.
Here comes the AI fake apology. Anonology.
And I'm not going to read all this bullshit. We'll read the second part of it, though. I'm going off. I'm sorry I was going off on the video and forgot to explicitly call this out. Earlier today, I woke up to 1,000 notifications from the day before, and people had joined my server from Kingsman's. I was having a panic attack. I just started experiencing them. Really? You had a panic attack? I wonder if he ever has a panic attack trying to afford college. Don't ever listen to these people try to beg, like, oh, feel sorry for me. I don't give a fuck. Who cares about your panic attack, bitch? You went out there and you put somebody else in a bad position, and now you want people to feel sorry for you.
I'm so happy someone is finally fucking saying what I've been saying for years on actual and has an actual reach, dude. Like, I'm so happy Asmongold exists. I'm not gonna lie. Like, on some topics we are 100% aligned, and I've been that way for a decade now, right? Like, longer. And I'm just some retard pissing in the wind, but he has actual reach. He can actually, like, reach people. That's the word I was looking for. And it's fucking fantastic to see, dude.
Because you're pretending, or maybe you do actually have a panic attack. Who cares you have a panic attack? People have panic attacks all the time. So does that mean that now suddenly you're absolved of
Do I
accountability?
agree with everything you say? Definitely not.
Maybe that
Definitely
works
not.
with other losers like
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
but it certainly doesn't work with me. And
Bro, Hassan basically tried to brigade Asmongold again. It didn't, like, literally, like last night, and Twitch did nothing.
I deeply
Does
regret it,
nothing.
and I apologize for flinging
In fact, they
another
probably
insult out.
endorse it.
This shows terrible character, and I'll be working on watching the words I say and getting help with my panic attacks. You should get help instead of from your panic attacks. You should get help with your personality. You're nasty, rude, and in my opinion, I even think that her friend, whatever this,
She got community notes, by the way. She's like, this bitch is fake. Paraphrasing. This bitch is faking. This is a PR move.
But
That was the community note.
1,000 times worse.
Hilarious.
Like, there's nothing that's more embarrassing and pathetic than to make fun of a guy trying to pay for college as a fucking e-girl too. You're sitting there being an e-girl and you're making fun of a man trying to go to college. This is pathetic.
I'm gonna play Widow. I need this for my college. I need this for my college. I have about 6 or 7 more years.
Mentally 5. I guess actually that might be an overstatement. The fake true voices, yeah, it's so pathetic, man. And look at the shitty e-girl makeup. Yeah, it's so fucking obnoxious. So they totally made fun of this guy. They got him kicked out of the tournament. And I am glad to see a lot more people talking about this and calling this out. I hate people that are like this. I think they're awful. They're so toxic to the gaming community. And there's a lot of these people. This is one thing that people do, is that there are girls that go into online gaming spaces and they intentionally don't do what other people say. They fucking throw on the teams. They're obnoxious. They're hostile. They cry about everything. And then as soon as anybody pushes back against them, they're the victim. No, you're not. Everybody else is the victim for having to deal with you. That's probably the reason why you're on the internet in the first place. I'll see if there's any more of these that are worth looking at. But I did see this. It very, very, very much annoyed me. I didn't like it at all. And a basic research on humiliation. It's power play. Ask for consent of the sub. Well, I don't know about that. This isn't about fucking... I don't think it's any fucking power play, really, other than that. And, yeah, but my panic attacks trigger whenever somebody says something I don't agree with. Yeah, whenever somebody says I might lose a game, that's it. And, community notes for this, you're a fucking moron. Yeah, what a fucking idiot. Guys, there's 40K on the line, and I could really use this money for college. Can we lock in? I guess not, right? And, at least have some self-respect and leave the team, right? Have somebody else come in and do that. Throwing 3K for college would be a huge W. I don't even know what happened, if he had money or anything like that. I don't know if they won, or actually, no, I know they didn't win. What's this here? On top of the fact that this reeks of I'm not actually at fault and I don't need to give an apology, this is just a scapegoat to say that I apologized. You don't get to say all these statements after you post and then drop that excuse for accountability. Absolutely. This isn't Discord. We saw your apology. Impossible to take your apology serious when your response is still on YouTube. Are you sure those are your real feelings? Because TikTok shows otherwise. Yep, there it is. They're only apologizing so they can get the hate off of them, which is exactly why I'm talking about it. Is because I don't think that should happen. These people are very openly hostile. They hurt other people. They're negative. They're toxic. And I think that there should be accountability for it, and everybody should know that this is what's happening. This isn't a genuine apology. She went right back to insulting and talking behind his back. Just accept the fact that y'all are terrible people. Congrats, you made the majority of Marvel Rivals community hate you. Good. Good. That's what you get.
Gatekeeping. It is a good thing sometimes, people.
I love seeing this. I do. I really do. When privilege meets gamers, LOL, I love it. Glad you covered this. I hope it's more karma for being a bitch. I know, man. And this is so fucking embarrassing. And yeah. Wow. Let me read a few more of these that are worth looking at. And the only reason why you posted this is because he uploaded the video proving how you and your group acted like fucking retards. Absolutely. Apology my ass. This video is still up. And this is her...
And the fact that he continued it for over an hour after being asked multiple times to stop. It was making the team uncomfortable. We were all playing worse. We were distracted. And team morale was just decreasing, and it just was not affected. And we weren't the only people uncomfortable. Our own communities were raising concerns, and his chat also told him to chill out.
All your little fans.
So this wasn't just a snowflake scenario. I think this is what Kingsman is most upset with me about, is the green light.
The
but
green
I don't
light?
think he realizes how
I think he's upset the fact that you threw the game and you got him kicked out of the tournament. Like, I don't know. That's what I would say you're upset about. Or he's upset about. I feel like that's definitely the reason why.
I actually had in the decision.
Holy ratio?
Blossom was going to kick Kingsman from the tournament, no matter what I said.
I'm doing my
Blossom
part.
sent me a Discord message saying, hey, this is an urgent call, are you available? And I said, okay. I muted everything on stream, picked up the phone, and this is what Blossom said to me. I've been getting a lot of messages and clips about Kingsman's disrespectful behavior. He was saying disrespectful things about you guys while muted. He was saying disrespectful things about the tournament, and I'm just not gonna have that, so I'm gonna kick him from the tournament, okay? And then I say, okay.
What a fucking loser, man. What a loser. Oh my god. What a simp. I know. Yeah, who cares? Exactly. This is so embarrassing, man. So is it muted or not? Well, she's saying it. Yeah, she's saying it right here. And the problem is she won't even realize that she's wrong despite the ratio. She'll say it's misogyny. Who cares what she says? I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. The thing is that at the end of the day, whenever somebody does this, this will follow them for forever, right? So does it matter whether she thinks she's in the right or not? No, not really. What matters is that there's accountability for it. And I think very clearly there is accountability. That's what you get. You shouldn't have done it. Final thoughts. Okay, bullying a kid. Oh, here we go. Oh, is this where she calls him a loser?
Rules, it's not allowed. That's why Kingsman was booted out and not Zaza.
What?
And choosing not to swap from one character isn't gonna break any rules. But if you berate someone for an hour, that breaks the rules. It's not allowed. That's why
So you can throw the tournament, that's okay, but it's not okay if somebody doesn't like you throwing the tournament? That sounds like a really great rule. What a great system.
Kingsman was booted out
That's
and not
super
Zaza
smart.
or anyone else.
Makes perfect
Yes,
sense.
I did read out the chat. Because when I'm looking to my right, I'm reading chat that called him a loser. And then I repeated it. I shouldn't have read out that chat because it was disrespectful. That's very hypocritical of me for it to
Did you type that in Discord? Did somebody else, did you read the chat and then you typed it in Discord? You obviously think he's a loser. Like, I mean, I don't know why. Like, how are you this allergic to accountability? This is so pathetic, isn't it? What a lying bitch.
to say that about Kingsman and then say that aloud. That's on me. But I will double down and say replace the term loser with being disrespectful, with asshole or rude. And that's my point.
How is he the asshole and how is he rude whenever you're the one that's throwing the tournament? And then you have your stupid little friend that's laughing at him for needing the money for college.
Don't think Kingsman's a loser. I think he's a good player who just wants to win. I think I said that because Kingsman was being a loser. You just criticized and demoralized.
But originally it was the chat that said this, but actually he is a loser. Well, he's not a loser, but he was being a loser. And then this is after she typed it again in Discord. And again, I don't think it's a problem with calling him a loser. You have team issues, etc. But the problem is her basically like being okay with this guy getting kicked out of the team while she's shitting on him as well. That's the issue. Trash talk happens. Being a victim to it is embarrassing, though.
Demoralized my teammate for an hour, repeatedly ignoring our mentions to stop. Like, that's loser behavior. You're being a loser for that. And
well, not really, because you guys lost, right? You guys lost the game.
I'm gonna say it again. If you make someone sad for an hour,
Making someone, so you're making her sad? Like, oh my god, what are you trying to play on some kind of sympathy? Oh, feel sorry for me. I'm this innocent
crap.
little girl. They're making me sad because they're telling me not to play a character in Marvel Rivals? What are
When
you,
we
fucking
attacking?
retarded? How pathetic. Can you believe people talk like this?
despite people telling you to stop, that's being a
Christ.
loser. And none of you guys in the chats could even you guys were trying to justify that. There's no justification for being an asshole. That's just what that was.
Yeah, I know. That's why everybody's mad at you.
So it wasn't a personal attack on Kingsman. If Kingsman brought it to Bassam and be like, yo, this was a
It wasn't a personal attack on Kingsman. Really? So saying that he stays inside all day and he's a loser and he doesn't have any social skills, that's not a personal attack? Wow. Isn't it crazy how people like this can just lie and make up bullshit? I love the fact that we have the internet now. I love the fact that you can hold people like this accountable. I do. I love it. I enjoyed it. This is why I wake up in the morning. It is. I love this so much. I could do this for my entire life.
personal attack on me. I would have argued. I was like, no, that's not a personal attack. That's just facts. That's what he was. He was being a loser because he wouldn't let the topic go.
Yes, somebody in chat said it. Total Karen obliteration.
As team captain, I do have a responsibility to cater to all the needs of my teammates, which is why I'm taking
Except for him.
accountability for the fact that I could have handled it way better. I didn't have to snap at him. I shouldn't have told him to shut up. I shouldn't have told him to shut the F up. I wanted Kingsman to voice his concerns and his wants and things with the team, but once it got to a destructive point,
But once basically you decided that you were going to throw the game, you didn't want him to argue against you, and so then you decided to pretend to be a victim. So you're okay with people disagreeing with you, but whenever you tell them that they're not allowed to disagree with you anymore, now they have to stop disagreeing.
I should have just told him, all right, you know what, like, for this game, let's let Zaza just try Widow, and if it doesn't really work, then, we can, and you're really adamant about it, let's just let her, like, we can try Bucky or another character. And I agree, my communication was bad because of that. And then also, in hindsight, maybe a warning would have been better and not a full kick. But at the end of the day, that's Basson's decision, because it's his tourney. He invited
He asked you and you approved it. You're trying to pass the buck on to him. Yeah, he's a pathetic simp and he shouldn't have done it. But you're the one that really caused this problem, not him.
to play.
Yeah, just deflecting again. Literally, like, I mean, bro, like, accountability is just, this is embarrassing. Oh my god.
He can easily take him out if he wants to. I also want to say, in Bassam's defense, Bassam has a list of so
They
many...
clipped him out of context to get him kicked? Yeah. And then her like stupid boyfriend went out and made a bunch of Twitter comments to try to to prove that he's toxic to get him kicked out of the tournament.
creators ready to sub in. So saying, oh, it's kind of weird how Moxie was able to sub in within 5 minutes. No, he was just ready. He just has a...
Wow, what a surprise. Somebody was able to play Marvel Rivals with you. That's crazy. I would have never guessed. You know, like, I mean, something like that takes like, what, 3 to 5 business days to be prepared for? No, this is incredible. Wow. Look at the preparation here.
list. The same way that I got replaced because I couldn't play in the tournament on Sunday within the hour. So don't disrespect Bassam like that. That's crazy.
Oh, he's the one that took initiative. How are you saying not to disrespect him whenever you just blamed him for something that you said was a bad decision? This is insane. This is like the last boss of no accountability. Oh my god.
And to address the whole bullying a kid thing, I don't really consider you a kid at 20. I did call you a kid
I consider you a kid at however old you are. You act like one.
when I drafted you and we had our conversation, but that was definitely as a joke because people call me old. And I don't think it was bullying.
You're supposed to learn not to do this at like 7 years old.
Because to be honest, we were just defending Zaza. You were on her case for an hour. She already said no, and you wouldn't take no for an answer. And so we told you to drop it. Like it was self-inflicted.
It's self-inflicted, right? Of course, yes. Because you were intentionally trying to lose the game, and somebody was unhappy about it, and they're the problem and not you. See, this is the inversion where the actual game itself doesn't matter. Being able to have a good tournament or anything like that doesn't make a difference. But what matters is hurting the feelings of a person who doesn't care about winning and doesn't really care about making their whole team lose and lose money. So that's the real focus. The focus isn't about a person that's deliberately engaging in behavior that's harmful to the team dynamic. No, no, no. The thing that's important is your feelings. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Learn to play, be on a team, or don't join a tournament. Isn't that crazy? That's the focus.
That the conversation kept going because we didn't want this conversation to keep going. Before I play the clip that Kingsman left out and you hear the voice of reason from Entei, I want to say that no one on my team hates him. I don't hate him. And I've said this multiple times. I think Kingsman is a good player. I respect his mentality and I fuck with him wanting to win. But I was not the reason he got booted. It was his own actions and behavior that other chatters and viewers, and ultimately Basm, did not like. I'm not asking for an apology. I'm hoping that by the end of this video, Kingsman understands the team perspective more, and sees that like I'm taking accountability. I'm not the perfect person. I could have navigated it better. Kingsman might still be in the tournament if I said something different.
Yeah, or if you just played the game the way you're supposed to. Isn't it crazy how these people can just be openly toxic and harmful to an event and then just disrespect everybody else's time and money, and then they act like victims when somebody calls them out for it? Isn't this crazy? That they're the one that's the victim? Oh my god.
Or Kingsman might be in the tournament if he did something different.
Yeah.
This isn't black and white. Like, it's not about
Yeah, it is.
Marvel Rivals. It's not about Zaza not swapping, and it's not about...
It's about being a nasty, entitled bitch, laughing at somebody, and then destroying his reputation whenever he disagrees with you for it. That's what it's about. It's black and white.
You trying super hard to win the money. It's about human relationships.
Pretty
and
simple.
Just having more respect for the person you're demanding something out of.
Yeah.
And going about it a different way. Because it's not effective demanding something out of your teammates that you've just met consistently, even after...
Demanding something? In Pug games, people ask you to switch characters in Marvel Rivals. Like, if you queue quick play, they're going to say, oh, can you swap and play Doctor Strange? Oh, can you play Rocket? What do you mean? Like, what do you think? You need to know somebody for how long before you can ask them to swap characters in Marvel Rivals? What the fuck is wrong with you?
After they've told you no.
Kingsman, what I'm trying to get you to understand,
Even
though,
in these
is that,
scenarios,
listen,
I am not...
listen, it's not just Zaza that you're affecting in this. It's also affecting CC and your entire team synergy, because you're complaining about a comp that they clearly don't want to run.
We still synergized.
Fine.
We had a game.
Then you drop it. Then you drop it. Then you drop it.
Exactly. I didn't say anything. On the last game, I didn't even say anything. I just left the tournament.
The only way you can handle and deal with people like this is by just totally ignoring them. You're never going to get them. By the way, this girl is never going to see that she's the one in the wrong. She's never going to go and see. And this is another thing, right? Oh, the team synergy or anything else. All you're trying to do is be on their side. It's obvious. You just, again, never play with people like this at all. It's embarrassing.
You said enough, bro.
You said enough.
Listen, I'm trying to help you. You did say a lot, man. You said a lot. And like I said, I'm going to be there for you, because you getting kicked out the tournament is stupid. I get it. But you were overstepping.
How is it? This is what I think is so wrong, is that it's not the person that's like basically not caring at all about losing. It's the person who's angry about that. It's this idea that people can be as just totally flagrantly rude and disrespectful to other people's time and money, and that they're not the ones who are at fault at all. It's the people who take issue with that that are the ones who are at fault. Total inversion. Complete inversion.
God damn it.
Backwards. Absolutely backwards.
I'm guessing the other guy was
You can't
doing.
get mad when all the overstepping that you have done
God
for the
damn it.
past several days.
Several days, brother.
results in
We've had
consequence, bro.
1 day of scrims after a draft. That was it.
Kingsman,
what do you mean
realize,
several
Kingsman,
days?
Kingsman, listen, aside from what rumors may told you, I had known from like because I was in
How
everybody's
the
chat.
fuck is asking people to swap overstepping?
I'm a viewer. You were crashing out
Great
about the
question.
team from the moment stuff happened. You were crashing out about stuff from the moment you got drafted.
Uh-huh.
All right?
What do you? What?
I'm trying to help you out. You were.
Jesus Christ. Isn't that so nasty? Like, I'm trying to help you, and like they're patronizing you and trying to fucking henpeck you to death. Oh my god. How nasty and obnoxious. I hate people that are like this. The gaslighting?
Overstepping. You were overstepping more than you realize, bro.
Okay, man. Listen, I just wanted a positive tourney experience, and it's clear that
I would have
that's
been
not allowed
52
with
by now if I didn't have to wait
integrity.
everywhere, bro.
It's more important for them to preserve the egos of their parasite,
For real.
obnoxious, entitled, narcissistic players than actually have an integrity tournament or tournament with integrity where people are trying to win. Yeah, that's what's more important for sure.
I was kicked out from a $40,000
And this is his video.
streamer tournament. If you guys do not know,
We're not-
Basim ZB
I don't have
is
time to
hosting a
watch the whole
tournament
thing, but
called
like,
the Deadpool Creator Cup, and
yep, there it is. I don't even know. Do I even know any of these people that are in this? I don't know a single person that's in this. Oh, Fan. I know Fan.
it's where 48 creators are all coming together in order to show Deadpool and play the new season for a cash prize of $40,000.
There's like 4 guys. Like,
a lot of money.
Sponsored by NetEase, and I was removed from it. Now,
So they're
I
paying for this tournament.
know this is not my typical style of
Well,
video.
hopefully they don't pay this guy to do another event. Jesus, what a waste of money.
But for this video, I just need to show exactly what happened.
Come on.
and
What a
how
waste of money.
I need to
absolutely
pee and I'm
insane
hungry.
What actually happened is.
Respawn
And
already.
I'm prefacing
Oh,
this
good
video.
fall.
Do not harass anybody you see in this video. If you go to their stream and you harass them or hate or say anything to any of them, I will ban you from my stream. Do not do that. I've been saying this throughout the entirety since the start of the tournament, and I will continue to say
Uh-huh.
so. I'm starting this
It's too
video
late for that.
with what happened yesterday, so you guys can see
Not
it
his
from
fault,
the average
but it's
perspective
theirs.
of a viewer coming into my stream at that time,
Yeah.
from someone who hasn't seen any of the previous days. I'm also going to show that I was
Let me just go ahead and
ZB is
just click through some of
Do
this.
they remember? Huh? I know Puffer's not coming. I'll go on Lucy's channel. I'll be like, "We got scrums."
Oh my god, yeah, I do have scrims. I do have
Okay,
scrims.
she just totally.
Is this that girl? Is this her or is this his third one? KC. Is this the same one? No, it's not. This is the girl that was making fun of the guy for needing money to go to college. Okay.
Totally forgot that we had scrims. Okay, we're all here. Now, is
Uh-huh.
Spencer's team here? Why, Kimbaru, why are you watching my stream? Literally watching my fucking stream, commenting in the chat, bro.
Okay.
It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
No shit, bro. But you think Zaza's gonna swap after we had this conversation 10 different times?
Yeah.
They're so toxic and obnoxious. It's insane.
I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
I'm telling
Yep.
you right now, she's gonna start on Widow no matter what you say.
She's gonna do whatever she wants. She's gonna make the team worse. This entitled, disgusting, toxic behavior. I am so glad that people are calling this out. I am so thrilled. I've been waiting for this for my whole life. This is insufferable, obnoxious, entitled, narcissistic, selfish, trash behavior.
And again, I want to point out of all of those creators, like 5 were guys, but notice how all the other people with women didn't have this problem, right? Hashtag not all. Just these specific bitches, right?
And I am so happy that these fucking
The rest of the
losers
women
are
were
getting called
perfectly
out for it.
acceptable,
I am.
apparently, right?
I am so happy.
There's no
Hopefully
drama
it
there.
gets worse. Hopefully people that act this way can't do this anymore because they're afraid of getting called out.
Oh shit. There's a new
This is Dr. Rashard Ritchie. He's claimed to be
context. And the reason why we're following this. This guy is, in my opinion, a race grifter. And I made a video on him. Wow. When was the bike Karen story in New York? That's when I made a video on him. Okay? And at the time, I said, I don't believe for a second this guy got a PhD. Right? Or in something in the lines of, oh, if this guy has an actual PhD, that is like a damning indictment of the state of our schools these days. And then it turns out 90% of this guy's credentials are fake as fuck. So, we've been following that drama because obviously, A, that's hilarious, and B, piece of shit deserves it. Okay? So we've been following this very closely, I might add. So that's the context, guys. Like, the dude have like... the lucky thing is these people are actually so fucking blatant and brazen that they think they're gonna get away with it, but it's so obvious. In 2023, he had like 5 different degrees from like all across the world. Like, yeah, okay, bro. And then he shows a degree. It's like 90% French, and then like just the really important part that he wants you to know is in English. Like, a clue, Sherlock, right? Absolutely hilarious. He looks fake as fuck too. Like, he's very, very PR. He looks very PR. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say that.
Be a physicist, quantum physicist at that, a neurophysicist, a neuroscientist, a cognitive psychologist, a doctor of law, a lawyer, and more. Now, even though Dr. Ritchie lives in the United States, most of these degrees come from overseas, places like France, Haiti, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Singapore, Mexico, Cambodia. In 2023 alone, he got 6 degrees from 5 different countries.
Sorry, I thought it was 5.
In this video, we're going to show you where all
5 different countries
are. We're going to show you how Dr. Ritchie has presented fraudulent documents to try to convince the masses that his degrees are real when they are not. And we're going to expose the entire thing, hopefully in this one video. We got a lot to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Rashard Ritchie is a prominent political commentator from the Young Turks and the host of the show Indisputable.
Level 50, boys.
Welcome. It's Indisputable. I'm your host, Rashard Ritchie. Good to be with you today.
Now, Dr. Rashard Ritchie's case is very similar to another case. Remember Dr. Ian Roberts was the superintendent in the largest school district in Iowa.
We are learning new details about a former Des Moines school superintendent arrested by ICE. According to documents obtained by the Associated Press, Ian Roberts falsely claimed a doctoral degree when applying for the job. He was hired even after the school board learned about the misrepresentation.
Also, Ian Roberts had a hidden criminal history that most people didn't know about until he was arrested.
According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, New York police charged Roberts with possession of narcotics with intent to sell. Prior gun charges include second-degree criminal possession of a weapon in 2020 and possession of a loaded firearm in 2022. Now, the Des Moines School Board hired Roberts the following year.
Now, similar to Dr. Ian Roberts, Dr. Rashard Ritchie also has an extensive criminal past that was hidden from the public. So when Ritchie's criminal past came to light, he decided to sue the bloggers who exposed his criminal past. Now, other news organizations did an investigation. Here is WSB TV in Atlanta, and they looked at Ritchie's criminal record, and this is what they concluded. Quote, Ritchie has a series of misdemeanor convictions for criminal trespass and simple battery. Channel 2 Action News has now learned Richie also has a felony conviction for aggravated assault in 1998, but was sentenced as a first-time offender. When he completed his sentence, the felony was wiped from his record. And so you guys understand that I do my due diligence. Here are the police reports for Dr. Richie. They'll be linked in the sources document down in the description. Now, the lawsuit was dismissed because it happened to be true. Richie was a felon and he had multiple criminal convictions under his belt. Now, because of Georgia's first-time offender law, it'd be incorrect to call Richie a felon because that felony was wiped off his record. So now that you have a little background on who Dr. Rashard Richie is, let's go into his academic rigor. Now, I'm going to say this unequivocally. Most of his degrees are from either unaccredited degree mills or essentially from fake schools. And we're going to see how Dr. Richie has even tried
What
to
a
provide
surprise.
fake documents to prove to the public that these fake degrees are real. And to show you how deep this goes, here is a professor introducing Richie at a commencement ceremony.
First of all, actually, let me copy this. You guys should follow this guy, man. He's like super fucking interesting. He literally just had a fucking brain tumor removed, man. This guy's a boss, okay? Like, and he's like a lawyer as well. He was a police officer at some points in times as well. And there's something, I'm not sure how it happened, but his eyes like all fucked up. And then he had to re-educate himself into a lawyer, basically, right? That's what he did. And now he's a YouTuber and he's really fucking interesting, honestly. Well, if you're into that kind of stuff, I suppose. But yeah.
Tell me if you can pick out
Definitely give that
which
guy a
degrees
follow.
are real
He's
and
amazing.
which degrees are fake.
Dr. Richie serves as a professor of physics at Paris Graduate School, is a visiting scholar at Clark Atlanta University, and a professor of business at Morris Brown College. Dr. Richie completed his Juris Doctor degree at Renaissance University. Dr. Richie also completed doctoral studies at Clark Atlanta University and higher education policy
I'm sorry, that was
reform,
kinda-
and earned a second PhD from the Business University of Costa Rica, and
That was a
holds
big
an
yawn.
MBA from Beulah Heights University. He finished his Master's of Science in Neuroscience from the University of the Pacific, and a second Master of Science in Applied Physics and Quantum Mechanics, and a Master of Law in Humanitarian Rights, and is currently enrolled in a PhD in Quantum Physics Research Program through the Innovate Knowledge Institute at Paris Graduate School. Dr. Richie was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama in 2016 and is the youngest inductee into the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame.
This guy's in the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame with 13 fake credentials. Crazy, right? Now, if you sat through all that... and
Have I
you
been
thought
here
this
before?
was
How did I
bad,
have this flight
we
path?
haven't even gotten to the miracle
I guess I've been here
year
before.
of 2023. In one single year, Dr. Richie claimed to receive five advanced degrees.
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
5
Yeah,
colleges
okay, yeah,
in
I've been here
5
before.
different countries. This guy
That's right, we
is
ran here
amazing.
at some
So
point.
let's go over it. In 2023, he said
Wow.
this is when he got his JD from the Haitian school.
Doctor of Jurisprudence. Yes. Doctor of Jurisprudence, University de la Renaissance in Port-au-Prince. Faculty de Droit, Legal Sciences Program. Richie completed his Doctor of Jurisprudence, JD. His academic credential is a license in droit. I will explain what that means in a moment. Graduates with a license in droit, which is what I...
Licence en droit. License en droit. Like this is... The other guy says it too that way, but it drives me up the fucking wall. It's French for fuck's sake. It's licence en droit. Ugh.
Yeah. From University of Renaissance. A civil law 4-year bachelor's level degree program.
I get it.
Mine was
It's
a
just
doc-
it's
mine was a
hilarious.
JD
It
program
annoys
because
me
of the
specifically.
credits I transferred in from my previous law school.
So we can all keep up. There's going to be a running list of these fake degrees on screen so you can see them as we debunk them. First, we have a JD. Here is Medium explaining to everyone why Dr. Rashard Richie does not have a JD and cannot practice law and is lying to the public. Here's an article from Medium, and it says the credential crisis, how one man's alleged deception undermines black excellence. They're talking about, obviously, Dr. Richie. In that article, they come to the conclusion that Richie does not have a Juris Doctor, and he's just lying to the audience. Quote, perhaps the most egregious is Richie's claim to hold a Juris Doctor, the professional law degree required to practice law in the United States. This claim reveals either stunning ignorance or deliberate deception about how the legal education actually works. And she concludes at the bottom, Richie cannot legally practice law in Georgia or any other U.S. state based on his credentials he claims to possess, yet he operated a law firm and continued to present himself with legal credentials. Richie then produced these fake degrees.
Here it is.
Says Richie graduated from the University of Renaissance and
Notice. French, English, French, name, English. No? What?
and he has a master's of law. But that school doesn't offer a master's degree. It doesn't offer a master's in law. And it's very interesting that there's no date on this degree. And this document is obviously fake too. Why? You got the mixed languages. It's supposed to be from a French school, but you got French, and only place where you see English is so you, the public, can understand what he's trying to tell you. And to put a nail in this, the Haitian government says the school Richie claims that he's gotten his doctorate degree in law cannot even offer those degrees because they said only 4 schools can offer those degrees, and Richie's school is not one of them. So as you can see, 2023, he's achieved his JD from Haiti. Next, we're in Nicaragua, where he claims to have a neuroscience degree from UNIP. How do we know UNIP is fake? Let me show you. Now, Richie is about to put up this document from the University del Pacifico, an admission letter. And this is supposed to prove that he was enrolled in this particular program.
You can put up my enrollment letter, student name, student number, nationality,
long before this guy comes back.
So in the enrollment letter, this is when I put in all of my application requirements and transcripts. Dear Richie, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted into the master's program in neuroscience for UNIP. That starts on the 1st of February 2022 and finishes on the 24th of February 2023 to further your studies.
Nice acceptance letter. Where's the completion one?
Application and the supporting documents, we have determined that you are a qualified student, blah, blah, blah. All right? So that came in 2022, and I finished that degree program accreditation.
An official letter
Source,
of
trust me.
admissions from UNIP. Now, this letter is fake, and it has a whole bunch of things that
Oh, that's
show
the
you
one with the, the seal is from a different country and a different university.
exactly why it's fake.
Absolutely
and
hilarious.
It's leading me to believe that since he put 2 fake documents up on TYT, they made him take down this video. Again, that's just my assumption. Look how fake this document is. First, this is allegedly from the Universidad del Pacifico. But when you go down and look at the seal of the document, it's from a totally different school, the San Jose University, Santa Ana, Costa Rica. So since the seal on the document is from the wrong school, we wanted to find out, who the hell is David C.H. Liang? Well, my friend Johnny Walker Dread did an expose.
Website from 2020 shows his picture where it clearly states Dr. David Shen Hisang Liang, UNIP president. That erases all doubt about who we're talking about. So what is David Liang all about? Diploma mills. Well, fake PhD investigator poked around and discovered that it is a university founded in Florida.
Oh crap, of course it's
Shen Hisang
shooting fire out of Fire Emblem.
Notice that on formal documents, he doesn't go by the nickname David. Looking deeper, we see that he's also created Masters University Incorporated. University Incorporated? Okay. But why stop there when you can create American Polytechnic Christian University Incorporated? So 3 universities, all listed with the principal address of El Dorado Drive in Tampa, Florida. All 3 created by the man who signed Rashad's letter. Let's take a look at this address. Yep, it's a prefab house of maybe 1,000 square feet. No garage, not even a carport. All 3 universities use a P.O. box for their mailing address. Yeah, that sounds legit.
Now, also in 2023, he travels to Singapore, where he claims to have a Master's of Science in Cognitive Psychology from the Asia Pacific School of Business. Now, to debunk this is easy. Just go to the school's website, the Asia Pacific School of Business, and go to their psychology section and look at their graduate programs. And you can see they don't offer a Master's of Cognitive Psychology at the school. Seems to be made up. Now, just to put a nail in the coffin, the good people there at the Ministry of Education in Singapore actually put out a list of accredited universities and universities that operate justly out of Singapore. And as you can see when you go down the list, the school that Richie got his Master's of Science degree is not listed on this list. So now remember, we're still in 2023. He has an applied physics degree from Costa Rica. So we're from Singapore, now we're in Costa Rica. But unfortunately, that school doesn't have an applied physics department. So I don't know why he claims he got a physics degree from a school that doesn't have a physics program. And also in 2023, he has a master's degree in applied physics from France. He says he got it from the Paris Graduate School. And this is along with his quantum physics degree. So I'm gonna let Cam James explain why this whole Paris Graduate School is fake.
We can't forget his PhD in quantum physics from Paris Graduate School. He couldn't seem to make up his mind on what he actually did here, considering the old version of his LinkedIn said he was the department chair of science, law, and philosophy. 3 different departments at any real university.
It's one thing to be the department chair of a physics department, or a law department, or a philosophy department, but he's the chair of all 3.
The dates were also from July 2023 to present, when Johnny made his video on this a couple years back. Fast forward to today, and the start date is April 2022 all of a sudden, and he's only claiming a PhD in philosophy and quantum physics now. By the way, quantum physics is just a term he loves using. No accredited degree program anywhere puts those 2 words together. Man is ignorant. Let's hit the homepage of Paris Graduate School. The first sentence I see is incoherent. A graduate school anywhere shouldn't get a pass for language barriers, but one in Paris definitely doesn't. They don't have a quantum physics degree program because no one does. And the last thing, they still list Rashad as the chair of all 3 departments. You can't even get your LinkedIn on code with the school, fam.
Oh yeah, in 2023, he then also goes to Cambodia and starts a master's program in neurophysics from a school that doesn't have a neurophysics program. Then the next year, he goes to Mexico and gets a doctorate in law. So that means he had to be working on a doctorate while he was getting those other 5 degrees. Oh yeah, and last but not least, he got a quantum physics degree from the Paris Graduate School, which is a scam school. It just is. And we all know it's a scam school. So let's look at his Miracle 2023. He got a JD from Haiti. He got a Master's of Law from Haiti. He got a neuroscience degree in Nicaragua. He got an applied physics degree in Costa Rica. He's got an applied physics degree in France, and he also has cognitive psychology from Singapore, all in the same year, people. So let me bottom line this to you. 21 credentials, 8 countries, and only 1 verified doctorate from Park University in Atlanta. Now, we're talking about a church in Modesto, California, to a degree mill from Singapore that's giving out masters in physics, but they don't offer masters in physics. Maps don't lie, information don't lie, people lie. And the evidence is indisputable. Now, my take. I believe the Young Turks, TYT, that's Cenk, I believe he understands and knows that one of his top talents is a fraud, is lying about having doctorates and degrees, and it is hurting the cause. If you are claiming to be a progressive show and stand for progressive issues, you cannot allow a fraud to continue to operate. They literally have his fraudulent degrees on their website. Just to see, you know, I'm not making this up. You could just scroll down to it, and it says here, undertake
I
doctoral
really need
research
to
at
catch up with the
Schofield
fucking mining,
Graduate
dudes.
School, where
I gotta
his
like spend
quantitative
like an hour or
research
two doing that
focused on
later
global
after dinner,
effects
maybe.
of Western religion and politics. But here is Schofield Graduate School.
I searched, and this is the closest I could get. It says here, Schofield Graduate School and Theological Seminary, California, and Trinity Graduate School, India. Okay, now, I looked through this. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on here. So I figured, okay, one way to find out what a school really is about is to go to the actual address. Where are they? I scroll down here. Contact us. And here is the actual address. 1483 Mabel Avenue in Modesto. That's interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what 1483 Mabel Avenue, Modesto looks like. And there it is. There is your PhD
church? Yeah.
granting institution where Rashad Ritchie claims that he got his doctorate. Now you may think, well, wait a minute, maybe it's across the street. No, if you kind of scroll through and look around, this is the neighborhood where this esteemed university is located. And yeah, that's it. There it is.
I know, it's insane. And he's holding himself out as a doctor. And this is where he's saying he got his PhD from. This is kind of crazy. Dr. Rashad Ritchie is a fraud, fake, and phony. We all know it. We all see it. Matter of fact, this article by Medium sums it up best. Quote, what makes the Ritchie case particularly insidious is the intersection of fraud and influence. This isn't someone quietly working a job with a fake degree. This is someone using alleged fraudulent credentials to build authority, interview political figures, shape public discourse, and present himself as an educated voice on critical issues affecting the black community and democracy itself. As I process my own disappointment, I think about the young black journalists, lawyers, and scholars who are doing the work the right way. The ones burning the midnight oil in law libraries, conducting actual research and defending legitimate dissertations, and earning credentials through intellectual rigor rather than a credit card transaction. We deserve better than bought degrees and borrowed credibility. We deserve representation that is real as the struggles we've overcome to achieve it. Now, the sad part about this whole story is that there are people out here who are defending this fraud. Here is Richard Taylor. He looked at the videos, he sees all the fake degrees, he sees Ritchie the fraud, and this is his conclusion.
I haven't done any research. I don't care to do any research. You know what?
That says it all.
Dr. Ritchie's
You get ended there, bro.
Status is, I see he does bring some issues to light, right? He brings some injustices to light. He, you know, apparently does things.
Yeah, I was throwing a fireball. Is immune to fire.
A gang life or, you know, a street life. So in that regard, you know, we have some things in common as far as, you know, overcoming obstacles and being where we are today. And so my question is to those who, you know, are trying to discredit him, why are you doing it?
You know what? I want to answer that directly with my face on the camera. Those degrees up there took me 8 years to get. The license to practice law and my JD. 8 years. That's undergrad, that's graduate school, and I bust my behind working, taking care of children, and going to school to get those credentials. I didn't just pay for them with a credit card. I did the work. So if you are okay with propping up a fraud, when it's found out that that person's a fraud, it makes us all look bad. But you know what? You're okay with it because you're okay with frauds presenting
Sad noting. Something for a place to rest.
So if that's what black excellence is to you, then you're a fraud just like he is. Because I think what black excellence is someone actually going, doing the work, earning the degrees, and then coming on here and telling you like it is. But that's too much to ask. That the man who says that he's a quantum physicist actually goes and takes the courses.
That's what bugs me the most about it, right? Like, why are you bringing race into this, dude? Like, it doesn't matter that he's black. You shouldn't give him a pass just because he's black. Or hate on him more just because he's black. He's a terrible fucking human being. That's the point, right? He's a liar and a cheat. That's the point. I don't I really can't get into the mindset of like, oh, he's got my skin color, so yeah, it's fine. What do you mean it's fine? No. On the contrary, now you give the actual racists a chance to say, see, and now they're gonna use that in the exact opposite way of how you're using it. Like, this is such a dumb fucking bro. Racists from all fucking colors are stupid as shit, dude. Oh my god, they're so fucking dumb.
Goes and does the work. You sound like a fool. And if
they
you
make the world a worse
watch
place.
Dr. Richie and play that game, that's fine. But remember, if he's black excellence,
judge a man by the
then
content
you're
of his
saying
fucking character. And if his character is deficient, then he's deficient.
Plain and simple.
End
So,
of story.
At the end of the day, what say you? Do you
This-
believe Richie's legit?
I'm getting
or do
heated.
you
This
think
like,
he
pisses
is
me
a
off, man.
fraud? Don't forget,
Like, oh, I don't care about how he commits fraud because he's my color. What? Fuck off. So fucking dumb, dude. This is why we can't have nice things. And you know I'm right too, right? It's like the most obvious fucking thing. A 5-year-old knows this. Anyway, after that rant, I'm gonna go make some food. Starving. I also need to go to the bathroom for like the last 2 hours. Now is the time. I'll be back in... I have actually no idea. Whenever I'm done eating.